From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. 25 NCAA tournaments, 8 regional titles, and 6 trips to the College World Series. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
Auburn opened the second half of the SEC schedule with an inspiring win at Florida last weekend. Now the 6th-ranked Tigers get ready for another top 10 foe as the baseball version of Boomer Sooner makes its debut on the Plains. Good evening, and War Eagle from Sanford Stadium, Hitchcock Field at Plainsman Park with Brad Law and Patrick Rogers in our Skyview Auburn studio. I'm Andy Burcham. Auburn is one of 3 in the SEC that has won its last 3 series. The Tigers have won 14 of their last 15 home series, dating back to 2024. Auburn's pitching staff leads the country in strikeout-to-walk ratio, whip, and walks allowed per 9 innings. Number 9 Oklahoma is second in the country in strikeouts and hits allowed per 9 innings. In the sweep of Missouri last weekend, the Sooner starters gave up just 3 earned runs with 26 strikeouts and just 1 walk. Auburn goes with Andreas Alvarez tonight, the sophomore right-hander, 6-2 with an ERA of 1.96. Oklahoma counters with L.J. Mercurius, the junior right-hander, 6-4 with an ERA of 4.93. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Athletics app, powered by War Eagle Mobile. Buy tickets, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and manage your War Eagle Plus subscription. And listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously, on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics. Download it now.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with the Butch Thompson pregame report.
Another run rule game on Tuesday, now back into the Southeastern Conference and another top 10 team, and just better get used to that every weekend from now on, right?
The rest of the way.
Yeah.
You know, I think the rest of the season, the lowest RPI I've saw in the last couple of days, 32, 33. So every opponent, and this is we need to stay focused on Oklahoma here, but just a well-rounded team. There's no weakness to this team. Same record as us, same positioning in the league. Got a great shortstop. The first 2 starters are just big-time talented guys. Can run the bases, can bunt and put it down. Defenders, just all the way around. But really, talent-wise, like we've run into a lot in 2026, it's just another SEC team that looks a lot like you. Right. At the best version of yourself, and Oklahoma has every one of those pieces and not a lot of weaknesses.
And here's one of the comparisons is the starting rotation for both of these teams has been highly successful. Goes deep into ball games on both sides, all 3 days here.
Yep, and we talked about how many stolen bases that Oklahoma has had, and the best way to defend it is, of course, to have a lead, and that slows offense down a little bit. But I think we're going to be tested in that, and that's an area that we've continued to try to go. But Alvarez is great. Speaking of game one tonight, Petrovic does an amazing job. And then our lefties, you're always looking at the guy at first base, but these guys like to steal from first to second and second to third, and it's a huge part of their offense. So we got to be ready for that. We got to expect it. We thought it would materialize with Kentucky because they're the number one team in stolen bases, and didn't happen. But I'm just, as our fans, I think we have to be ready for some action, and our guys can't get sped up. They just got to stay one pitch at a time and be able to take outs when they're presented to us. And that freebie war is probably number two for me. Being able to handle their action. Number two, winning that freebie war. We mentioned it. We were 26-0 when we out-hit our opponent, which is crazy. I watched one of the SEC games last night where somebody got one more hit and still didn't win the ball game. So that's been huge for us. Those are a couple of things that I'm looking for.
This is a team also that doesn't give up many free bases. Their strikeout to walk ratio is among the best in the country.
Yeah, just talent, big arms, mid-90s, righty, then a lefty, and Skip Johnson does a great job with those arms. So yeah, we got to figure out how to get these starters in the game, chop it up. They got some good bullpen pieces as too, but you're vulnerable at the beginning. We started Tuesday night in a big way. That's the place to get it, and just shorten the outing of a starter for that next vulnerable moment, maybe when you try to pass the baton and get to your bullpen. So, we played a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series last week. So I think Jackson Sanders threw on Friday. So we're right on a week-to-week deal. So if we can get a good start from Alvarez, you could see Jackson Sanders have an impact. If we are in the plus column and have a lead, you could see Jackson Sanders as early as game one.
Do you think teams come into Plainsman Park and talk about Auburn's starting rotation like we're talking about the Oklahoma starting rotation?
I think so. If you just look at numbers, one of the top 2 or 3 ERA teams in the country. We've walked the fewest guys in America. Yeah, you have to. And when you look at the leaderboard of the top 10 or 12 pitchers in this league, just by some of the numbers, there's 3 or 4 Auburn guys that are on that. So I do. I think they absolutely feel like we're built around that, and been a little inconsistent like we've advertised. We've always tried to live a true life and say, but I'd love to see some things continue for us. We've hit 14 home runs in 6 games, and if we could continue to pitch it and this offense sustain itself here, I think it makes it hard to beat us. So, but nonetheless, I expect an amazing series here against Oklahoma.
Message to Andres Alvarez tonight.
I want to see him bounce back. He looked like a reliever last week, and he had built up and worked so hard for weeks and weeks. The body of work has been amazing. I think this is a good bounce back for him, but to stay within, grab strike one, everything that earned you the opportunity that you so deserved, get back to that here this week. So hopefully he's got the full rest this time and can and recognizes maybe where he was shorted a day or tried to do some things, and then just he's always going to compete, and he competed last week. Get back to that pitchability that he's defined so well to earn the opportunity.
All the best tonight, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Yellowwood knows that a five-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For five-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We'll start with Oklahoma. The visitors are coached by Skip Johnson in his 9th season with the Sooners. They are 28-12 overall, 10-8 in SEC play. The leadoff man is the center fielder, Jason Walk. Jackson Willits is the shortstop. He'll bat second. Batting third, the DH Trey Gamble. Brendan Brock is the left fielder and the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, it's the third baseman, Camden Johnson. Dayton LaChance catches and hits sixth. The first baseman, Dayton Taki, hits seventh. Kyle Branch plays second base and bats eighth. Rounding out the order for the Sooners, it's Desan Harris, the right fielder. Again for Oklahoma, Walk, Willits, Gamble, Brock, Johnson, LaChance, Taki, Branch, and Harris. Now for your Auburn Tigers, also 28-12 overall, also 10-8 in SEC play. Butch Thompson at the helm, and the lineup looks very familiar. Mason McCrane in right field, back in the leadoff spot. Batting second at third base, it's Eric Guevara. Hitting third and catching is Chase Fralick. Chris Rembert plays second base and bats cleanup. Bub Terrell is in left field, batting fifth. Hitting sixth at first base, Ethan Bingaman. Batting seventh, your designated hitter, Eddie Madrigal. Brandon McCrane is the shortstop. He'll bat eighth. And rounding out the order for the Tigers in center field, it's Bristol Carter. Again for Auburn, it's McCrane, Guevara, Fralick, Rembert, Terrell, Bingaman, Madrigal, McCrane, and Carter. Beautiful night for baseball. A couple of top 10 teams once again gathered at Plainsman Park, and we have first pitch following one final pregame timeout. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Dr. Michael Zabala.
Well, it was kind of funny because he called me and said, I have an injured player. Can you make him something to get him back on the field? And if I'm entirely honest, I didn't know exactly how we were going to do it. But I said, yes, we absolutely can. I didn't even know who the player was, but I did feel pretty confident we could make something for him. So Robbie and Kirk Nelson show up with who ultimately was Anthony Schwartz. So we brought him in. Jake Larson, who's now our head of engineering at EXO, was a PhD student in my lab at the time. And he quite brilliantly figured out how to go from the scan of Anthony's hand to a 3D printed device that he was able to wear in his hand. And he started wearing it in practices, and then he wore it in games. And next thing we knew, he was scoring touchdowns while he was wearing it.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Back at Plainsman Park, Auburn has taken the field. Let's set the defense behind Andreas Alvarez. It's Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center, Mason McCrane in right field. Along the infield, Eric Guevara at third, Brandon McCrane at second, or rather at short. Chris Rembert is at second, Ethan Bingaman at first, Chase Freilich behind the plate, and Andreas Alvarez on the mound. Sophomore right-hander is 6-2 with a 1.96 earned run average. In 9 starts, he's pitched 46 innings, given up 36 hits, 10 earned runs. He's walked 17, struck out 63. Teams are hitting .218 against Andreas Alvarez. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Alvarez earned 6 straight wins between March 3rd and April 10th. He moved into the weekend rotation in the Arkansas series. Pitched against Arkansas, Kentucky, Florida. Had his shortest stint of the year a week ago against the Gators down in Gainesville. That was when he was a day short on rest, as Auburn went from a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Now back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so Dre has had an extra day of rest, and we'll see just how sharp he is as he gets set to go. Oklahoma will send Walk, Willits, and Gamble to the mound, or to the plate to get this game started against Dre on the mound. And we're doing such a fine job, but we're going to turn it over to take you through the first 3 innings. The voice of the Tigers, Andy Burchett.
Thank you so much, Brad. First pitch weather forecast brought to you by Jackson Services. When your comfort quits, Jackson Services shows up. Heating, air, and plumbing done right the first time. Family owned since 1973. Call Jackson Services today. Feel the difference. Jackson Services, delivering comfort, creating trust. 81 degrees at game time. Whew. Clear skies. A little bit humid at the ballpark tonight. Wind out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Tigers in their Friday blues, tops and bottoms, white numerals and lettering. The blue ball cap with the white AU across the front. Road grays for Oklahoma with the crimson numerals, white trim, crimson lettering, the crimson ball caps, and the white OU across the front. And it will be Jackson Walk to lead it off against Alvarez in the first pitch of this series. Misses outside. On the outside corner, I should say, for strike one. Jabaro January behind the plate. Jordan Farrell at first. Michael Holman at second. Nathan Huber down at third. The pitch. Fastball. Strike 2.
You have to remember that Jabaro January takes his time. He's deliberate with his strike calls.
I remember that now.
Yeah. Always takes a pitch or two to jog your memory.
0-2 to Walk. Wind and delivery. Curveball, did he go? He did not.
Ooh.
According to the third base umpire, Nathan Huber. Chase Freilich was convinced he went.
I think the sun's in Nathan's eyes down there at third.
Well, it is. That's a fact, along with the third baseman, the shortstop, the center fielder, and the left fielder. Walk hitting .248, a couple homers, 13 runs batted in, and 13 stolen bases. Left-hand hitter on top of the plate, sets up deep in the batter's box. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball. Strikeout for Alvarez and the Tigers. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one.
I think Walk there was ready for another slider because that's what missed 0-2, and instead Alvarez got the fastball by him.
And that brings Jackson Willits to the plate, the shortstop hitting .305. 4 homers and 34 runs batted in. Big left-handed hitter for this Oklahoma ball club, 28-12, 10-8 in the SEC. Identical records to your Auburn Tigers. First pitch from Alvarez. A little bit low, 1-0. Trey Gamble, the DH, waits on deck. Wind in the 1-0 to Willits. Curveball.
Beauty.
Strike call. 1-1.
Beautiful. Alvarez last time out. 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 69 pitches in 2 1/3.
Long look in, and Dre comes home. 1-1, ground ball foul to the front of the Oklahoma dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Both teams right on the front of their dugouts, leaning out over the field. A ball and 2 strikes to Willits. Left-handed hitting shortstop. Awaits the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Line drive into center field, and that's down for a base hit. Took the 1-2 pitch and lined it into center.
Alvarez went back to the fastball, which is what he got walk with. And I think Willits sat on it, looked for it. And last week, Alvarez missed over the middle of the plate too much. That one got a little too much of the middle as well.
And that'll bring Trey Gamble to the plate, leading hitter in the starting lineup tonight for Oklahoma. Another left-handed hitter, has 6 homers, 25 runs batted in. He's batting .330. Pitch, curveball. It misses low.
Before last week, 3 straight quality starts for Alvarez. 6+ innings in all 3 of those. And in the 4 starts before that, at least 5 innings.
Throw to first, and Willits is back. 4 out of 5 in stolen bases this season. It's an Oklahoma ball club that will run 30 out of 38 in the SEC in stolen bases.
Yeah, over 2 attempts a game even in the league.
Another throw over, it gets away, and Willits goes to second base. No throw.
That wasn't a particularly bad throw. That's going to be an error on Bingaman on the reception of the throw over at first.
As a team, this Oklahoma ball club, 92 stolen bases and 107 attempts. Pitch on the way to Gamble. And a balk. He did not come set in the stretch. So an error on Bingaman on a pickoff attempt, and then Willits goes to third on a balk. And the count remains 1 ball and no strikes. And now Alvarez will go off the stretch with a runner at third and 1 out here in the first inning. The pitch, curveball. That's a strike. Willits with a 1-2 pitch for a single. Went to second on a error by the first baseman Bingaman, and the third on a balk. He went around on that curveball, called by January. And for the third straight at bat, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count.
Oklahoma's 14-3 when the Sooners score in the first inning. 18-4 when they score first at any point.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Got it. Took something off that one at 86. Second strikeout for Alvarez. Kay Kenner presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. It could be a busy night for the K corner.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
And you saw how important that run is to Auburn. They brought the infield in with 2 strikes there.
Here's Brendan Brock, the left fielder, batting .299. The team leading 9 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Pitch to it.
Yeah.
Tried to hold up. Curveball. It's in there for a strike regardless.
Curve's been really good for Dre here in the first inning.
Willits down at third. He's there with 2 outs. Line in delivery from Alvarez. Curveball, strike 2.
How do you go away? I mean, you go away from it at this point? Go back to the well 3 times in a row?
If I go another fastball, I'm elevating it right here. 1-2, or 0-2. Here it is. He went away and down. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, that's just the grand slam in this inning. 1-2 pitch to all 4 hitters.
That's right.
He struck out Walking Gamble, gave up a single to Willits, who's at third with 2 down. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Got him swinging. He strikes out the side in the first and strands a runner at third. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left. Auburn comes to the plate in the bottom of the first, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout. Yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosks around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game. Plus, home men's and women's basketball games, baseball, and softball. Live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter. make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
A hit, but nothing else for Oklahoma in the top of the first. Auburn's bats coming up here in the bottom of the inning against L.J. Mercurius. And if you were curious about Mercurius, he is out of Las Vegas. He started out at UNLV. He was a #1 pitcher in the state of Nevada coming out of high school, 6'2", 175, junior right-hander. On the season, he's 6-4 with a .493 earned run average, 10 starts, 49 1/3 innings, including 1 complete game. 45 hits allowed, 30 runs, 27 of those earned, 15 walks, 71 strikeouts. And teams are batting .239 against L.J. Mercurius. Defensively, Brendan Brock in left, Jason Walk in center, Desan Harris in right. Along the infield, it's Camden Johnson at third, Jackson Willits at short, Kyle Branch at second, Dayton Taki at first, Dayton LaChance behind the plate. And Mercurius ready to go to work against McCrane, Guevara, and Freilich for Auburn.
Mason McCrane inserted back into the lineup last Thursday night at Florida. Buddy, did he respond? Talked to Gabe Gross before tonight's game. I said, give me something simple without going into too much of a technical term about what he has done since McCrane is back in line. He said he simplified things. He says he thinks about the swing so much at times it binds him up. I told him, just get up there and you have the natural talent.
Well, when we talked to him after the Friday game in Gainesville, the approach was just try to get on base, try to hit it up the middle, get on first base.
He leads it off against Mercurius, and the pitch is a fastball at 93 for strike one.
Boy, that looked a lot faster than 93, too. He's got some real zip on the fastball.
Mason hitting .302 with 4 homers, 32 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Line drive into deep right field. Back is Harris. He's at the wall. It's off the Johnny for a home run. 5 on the year. 4 since last weekend. The Tigers lead 1-0.
Four of his 5 home runs since moving into the leadoff spot. Listen, when you just try to get on first base and hit it up the middle, it tunes your swing that good things will happen. And they are happening for Mason McCrane at the top of the lineup there.
1-0 Auburn. My goodness.
Mercurius threw him an off-speed pitch. He threw him a breaking ball. But he got Mason's at bat, quickened with the first pitch fastball, and Buddy Mason did not miss the breaking ball.
And here is Guevara. Wind in the pitch. Foul back, and Buddy, he was on that fastball.
This is what Auburn was doing so well at the beginning of conference play, the end of non-conference play, where they were getting to teams in the first and second innings for big numbers.
0-1, fastball that misses outside. A ball and a strike to Guevara, Auburn's leading hitter at .363 with 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. The home run by McCrane, 368 feet to dead right field. 1-1. Guevara, foul tip into the glove of the catcher, LaChance. 1-2 the count. Mercurius, the wind in the 1-2. Fly ball foul, right side. That'll get out of play from Guevara, who homered in the first inning Tuesday night. It went 445 feet to left.
Longest homer by an Auburn player this year, I think. The only one that would give it a run for its money is Bingham's home run in Arlington.
Yeah. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes to Guevara. Long look in from Mercurius in the pitch. High with the fastball, 2-2.
Throwing back-to-back high fastballs. Guevara went and got the last one and fouled it away.
Tall right-hander looks in. Gets the sign, the 2-2. Ball 3 outside. Full count now to Guevara.
That Auburn dugout fully engaged.
Yes,
they
it
were
is.
anyway, but then after the home run by McCrane, took it up even another notch.
That'll put a charge in your britches. 3-2 to Guevara. Fouled right back here. Look at the outfield alignment.
Walk in. He's in right center field.
Yes. The infield at normal spots.
Yeah.
The outfield is playing an opposite shift.
He could hit it to straightaway center and get a double. Or down the left field line and get a triple maybe.
3-2 pitch to Guevara again. Line drive into right center field. Long run center fielder. The right fielder is there to make the catch in front of the 361 mark in right center field.
And that's why they had him played that way, because especially with 2 strikes, Guevara doesn't mind going the other way. They were playing him pretty deep out there with 2 guys close to the ball. Right fielder made the play.
1 down. Guevara hit it hard, but right at the right fielder.
You'll take that swing.
Absolutely.
And you'll take working him to a full count and then putting that swing on.
And Oklahoma will take that play because they had it played perfectly with the outfield. Here's Fralick. Shift to the right side, the pitch. Swings and fouls it back.
About a 3/4 swing from Fralick here and just sort of lifting it to the normal short position here would be a base hit.
Third baseman basically where he should be. Everybody else on the right side of the infield. 0-1 pitch. He goes to left field. Brock is back. He's at the warning track. He looks up. It's gone! It's gone! Number 7 for Fralick. Dead left field. Oppo Taco for Chase Fralick. Nothing Auburn.
You know, as odd as it sounds to say on a ball that went over the top of the War Eagle wall, that was a line drive opposite field home run.
When it left the park, I thought, well, it's going to bounce off the wall.
Yeah.
And that's the way the left fielder played it. 2-0 Auburn, a pair of home runs here in the first, and here's Rembert. The curious, the wind in the pitch. Fouled back here.
There's some good swings early.
And that was off speed at 83. Auburn's been on a home run kick of late.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch. Rembert. There's a slider for strike 2. Now, 16 homers in the last 7 games, including tonight. 0-2 to Rembert. Ooh, just missed the outside corner. 1-2. You could see LaChance move that ball in from the corner. Count as a ball and 2 strikes to Rembert. Home runs by Mason McCrane and Chase Fralick has given Auburn a 2-0 lead. Here's the wind in the pitch. Fouled back on a high fastball at 92.
Mercurius on a bit of a home run kick of his own. He's given up 7 in the last 3 outings plus the start of tonight's game. And 11 on the year now.
Here's another 1-2 pitch to Rembert. Missed away. 2-2. Home run by Fralick, 355 feet to the War Eagle wall and left. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 high to Rembert.
Guevara and Rembert both chased one fastball that was up, and then when he came back with the next one, laid off of it.
Full count to Rembert. Here's the wind of the pitch. Missed high. Good walk. Good walk by Rembert.
And not
behind 1-2.
Not a bad job by LaChance of framing that. I was a little afraid Chris threw the bat away too quickly, but pretty tight strike zone here early. Auburn taking advantage of that. They're making Mercurius throw the ball in that tight strike zone, and then they're not missing.
And now here's Bub Terrell, batting .288, 9 homers, 27 runs batted in. And Rembert at first with 5 stolen bases, gets a big lead over there. Stretch. Here's the pitch. Bub takes it off the inside corner for ball 1.
And that's a fastball, and I'm really interested to see how Mercurius pitches Terrell here. Last few weeks he's had a lot more trouble with breaking balls down and in than he has with fastballs, but Mercurius has been predominantly fastball.
1-0. Bub swings and misses up behind the 91-mile-an-hour heater. Teams are 27 of 39 stealing against Oklahoma this year. LaChance, teams 15 of 19 against him, the catcher. And a throw over. And Rembert decides to get his uniform dirty. Diving in head first, 1-1 to Bub Terrell. 2-0 Auburn. Homers by Mason McCrane and Chase Fralick. 1 out, a runner at first. Now the 1-1. Bub high to left. Deep to left. Brock at the warning track. It's off the wall. Rembert on his way to third. Terrell on his way to second. Second and third with 1 out. Down the line. 9th double for Bub Terrell. Good effort by Brock. He got there, but it bounced over his glove off the wall and then bounced about halfway down the line. Rembert had to make sure that Brock didn't make the catch. That's why he only gets to third.
We've seen Terrell play balls off that wall so well all year. What you just saw from Brock for Oklahoma is someone who hasn't had to field the ball off the War Eagle wall all season long, and was just too close for when the ball bounced off of there. Although I think Bub probably had a double anyway because it was so high.
No question. And that brings Ethan Bingaman to the plate. A homer by McCrane, a homer by Fralick, a walk to Rembert, a double off the War Eagle wall by Terrell. And now Bingaman to the plate with runners at second and third and 1 out in the first inning.
Talk about the need for Auburn's left-handed hitters to be productive offensively. Well, 2 homers and a double.
22 pitches for Mercurius in the first. Stretch and pitch. Bingaman takes it outside corner. Strike 1. Bingaman hit a home run Tuesday night in the first inning against Samford at the Hoover Met. 0-1. Hit him.
Oh.
Fastball at 92, and I'm not sure. Looked like it got him up on the arm. Oh, no, I hope it didn't get the wrist. And here comes Anthony Sanderson. Here comes Gabe Gross. Here comes Butch Thompson. Oh, my. Well, they're looking at his left elbow right now. It was 92 on the radar gun. And I don't think he had a chance to get out of the way of it, Brad.
No, I don't think so either. Again, Mercurius has been almost exclusively fastball in this inning, and that one came in. 7th player he's hit this year. And I just missed the replay.
And now the bases are loaded. Elbow?
Right on the elbow.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you. Our in-booth producer helps us with that. That's good. Bases are loaded for Eddie Madrigal. Hit his first Auburn home run Tuesday night in Hoover. Bases loaded, 1 out. Mercurius off the stretch, the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Fields flips to second for 1. To first, double play, and the inning comes to a close. Auburn scores 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We're through 1, Auburn 2, Oklahoma nothing. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We move to the second inning. I believe these are student veterans that are being honored in front of the Hal Baird dugout. We had a flyover during the pregame, during the national anthem today.
2 jets.
After the Blue Angels yesterday. It was unbelievable.
That Blue Angels flyover yesterday was really special.
One of the pilots is an Auburn graduate.
Yep, 2010 Auburn grad.
And she was among the 4 that flew over Auburn, flew over Jordan-Hare Stadium from the south, and then they flew east over Sanford Hall. I had the greatest shot of it.
Where is it? Why don't you post it?
From the ramps at Beardy's Coliseum.
Had the video, the angle just like you needed it?
And I forgot to hit record. Tonight's second inning presented by Auburn Bank. Champions of you. First pitch, fastball, and a strike to Camden Johnson. 0-1. Johnson hitting .291, 7 homers, 34 runs batted in. The pitch, chopper foul. No balls and 2 strikes. It was one of those shots like you see at the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
Where they get the flyover and then it comes right to the person singing the anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw at the Super Bowl this year.
Super Bowl shot, yeah.
It was like that.
I believe you.
And I'll take that to my grave. That's the only evidence I have of it. 0-2 to Johnson. Here it is. Curveball. Ooh, just missed the outside corner, 1-2. Now, why not 1-2? It's the 5th straight 1-2 batter that he's faced. He struck out the side, did Andres Alvarez in the first. He is at 19 pitches as he throws this 1-2 to Johnson. Here it is. Missed that one high and away, 2-2.
Our colleague, Claire, works in our office. She was on one of the ramps at the football stadium. Took a video of it. Really good.
2-2. Ground ball right back to Alvarez. Stayed down on it, flips to first, 1 out.
I think Dre was a little miffed. He didn't get the strike 3 call 2 pitches before, but went back to the breaking ball and just got a little topper back to him. You mentioned that was the key. Kept his glove down and was able to field it.
1 down, and here is Deaton LaChance, the catcher. Excuse me, Dayton LaChance. Batting .309, 4 homers, 35 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from Alvarez. Swing at 95 and empty, 0-1.
Dre's feeling pretty good. He had a little hop after that pitch.
He shakes off the sign as Alvarez and the 0-1 to LaChance. Curveball, strike 2. LaChance, .309, 4 homers, 35 runs batted in. He is a big target. 6'5", 231 from Sherbrooke, Quebec. 0-2 pitch, here it is. Curveball, miss low, a ball and 2 strikes.
Freilich has such a good feel for the game behind the plate, and Auburn's pitchers and catchers call their own game. Enjoyed talking to L.J. Cormier Tuesday night, and he said, there are times I try to shake off Freilich, and he won't let me.
1-2 pitch, here it is. Missed outside, 2-2. Remember, Freilich is 1 year older, or one grade older than Cormier.
Right.
2 balls and 2 strikes to LaChance. Dayton Taki waits on deck. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Off the end of the bat to center. Back a few steps. Carter, 2 outs. Glad that was off the end of the bat.
No, a really good swing for sure. And speaking of good swings, Taki, the guy coming up now, hit one of the longest balls in batting practice for Oklahoma that I have seen.
Oh, they put on a show in
Holy
BP today.
Mackerel.
That whole ball club did.
Yeah.
Regardless of starter or not. Taki, first baseman. He's a big target, isn't he?
Yes.
First pitch to him. Fastball. Missed the inside corner. He's listed at 6'1", 230. He looks bigger than that to me.
Yeah.
Out of Fort Worth, Texas, and Weatherford Community College. 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. The pitch. Ground ball right side. Backhand stab Bingaman. To the bag. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left for Oklahoma. To the bottom of the second, Auburn 2, Sooners nothing. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Systems and Plumbing. We believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit accsauburn.com to learn more. That's accsauburn.com.
Alabama license number 12084. Life moves fast. Shouldn't your checking account keep up? Meet Explore Checking from Max Credit Union. No monthly fees, no minimum balance requirement. Enjoy perks like access to your paycheck up to 2 days early, earning rewards that can be turned into cash each time you spend with your Max debit card. Plus, with 24/7 digital banking and an easy-to-use mobile app, managing your money is quick and effortless. Start exploring today at mymax.com/explore. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Brandon McCrane, Bristol Carter, Mason McCrane for Auburn in the top or the bottom of the second. Tigers got 25 pitches and a couple runs off of L.J. Mercurius in the first. Tigers scored 2 runs. It could have been more. Had the bases loaded with 1 out. But credit Mercurius for getting a 4-6-3 double play to get out of the first.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse for Oklahoma in the first inning. But you really love the swings that are, and it looks like they're seeing him well, or they were in the first inning.
And from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
Brandon McCrane is hitting .362. He doesn't have a homer, 17 runs batted in. Wide and the pitch from Mercurius. Fastball finds the outside corner at 92. And that's where he's been, 92, 93 with this fastball in the first couple innings. 0-1. Fouled off the right side, another fastball, 92. And again, we see this outfield.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the infield is doing, the outfield playing the Auburn right-handed hitters to go the opposite way.
They really don't think they'll get around on the fastball.
0-2. Popped up, foul back here, an elevated fastball that he went up for at 93.
Well, and you're seeing some patterns here. With 2 strikes, he tries to go high fastball. That's 3 right-handed hitters for Auburn now that have gone up and fouled away the first 0-2 pitch, which was a high fastball every time.
Now the 0-2. Brandon loops one into right. Center fielder calls off the right fielder, and Walk makes the catch.
Well, that's why they put Walk in right center to start those at-bats to the right-handed hitters. We've seen the defensive positioning against righties work in their favor twice.
1 down, and here's Bristol Carter, the disruptor. Auburn center fielder now in the 9-hole after his illness a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, missed every game of that Florida series, but was with the team, a part of all the activities.
Batting .336, couple homers, 23 RBI. The pitch drops low for ball 1. And the corners cheat in just a little bit, especially the first baseman, Taki. Third baseman, Johnson, even with the bag. 1-0. Strike call in the inside corner. Ball into strike to Bristol.
Back-to-back sliders, sharp break.
Mercurius, the 1-1. Bristol chops it foul towards the Auburn dugout. Nothing but off speed so far to Bristol Carter. A ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 Auburn leads it. We're in the bottom of the second. Soto homers in the first by Mason McCrane and Chase Freilich.
Center fielder's very deep.
1-2. Bristol is hit. Boy, that's the second fastball that got away from Mercurius and came in and hit Bristol Carter, who's very padded up. All right, that's 2 hit batters tonight for Mercurius, both right-handed hitters.
8 on the year for him now.
And Auburn's best base runner goes to first with 1 out.
Yeah, on a 1-2 pitch, you've taken the bunt off the table, And haven't thrown him a fastball yet, and the first fastball hit him.
Bristol has 26 stolen bases in 27 attempts as Mason McCrane bats for the second time in 2 innings. Good lead for Bristol over there. Mercurius comes set. He goes, the pitch. No, he started, then went back to first. And the pitch is ball 1 low.
McCrane's home run, Auburn's first leadoff home run since Eric Snow at UAB March 5th last year.
How about that? 1-0. Pitch. Swing, a big swing by Mason McCrane, and he fouls it out of play left side. 1-1. The home runs by McCrane and Fralick. Auburn's 16th in the last 7 games. Throw to first. Bristol with a step to second, but scampers back to the bag safely. Hit by a pitch. He's at first with 1 out. Tigers on top of Oklahoma 2-0 in the first game of this big SEC series. 1-1. Right down the middle for a strike. I wonder if McCrane thought that Carter was off with the pitch. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Mason McCrane. One-two pitch from Mercurius. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In spite of the fact that McCrane pulled it to dead right for that home run, at least in center field, they play McCrane to go the opposite way. He's in front of the Yellowwood sign out there and left.
Wonder if that means fastball's coming.
It's first, the throw to first, and Carter back standing up this time.
Because it was an off-speed pitch that McCrane hit out last inning.
He's raised his average to .310. 2-2. Mason to left center field. Long run, back at the wall. It is caught. And Carter has to retrace his steps, hits the bag at second, and gets back to first. That was all the way to the wall to left center field, and Walk ran it down.
And it's not often you get a nice ovation on even a long fly ball out. But McCrane is getting that from this crowd here. He hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark you could hit it without it being a home run.
And if Walk isn't playing him to hit the opposite way, he doesn't run that one down, Brad.
I think you're right about it.
Here's Guevara. He lined to right, a line drive back in the first. Now 2 outs, Carter at first. Here's the pitch. Eric swings at a slider and comes up empty. If Mercurius starts to land that slider consistently, he's a different pitcher.
For sure, and if he's getting the swings on it, especially early in a count.
Yep. Bristol back, doing a little dancing over there at first. A ball or no balls and a strike to Guevara. Third baseman Johnson near the third base line. Carter goes the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Carter is on his way to third. Center fielder Walk comes in. Auburn's going to try to score him. They missed the relay man, and Carter scores from first. He was up with the pitch. Carl Nonamaker gave him the windmill, and Bristol scores his 3-0 Auburn.
He got a hop, step, walking lead to start with, was going on the pitch. It was about a 4-hopper up the middle, and Walk has been playing very deep in center all game so far. So he had a long way to go to get it. Carl Nonamaker saw it, and he gave him that windmill the whole way.
Here's Fralick, 3-0 Auburn on top, and Guevara at first. Stretch and the pitch. High with a fastball.
How important is it to have Bristol Carter in the lineup?
Yeah.
The speed, the feel for the game on the base paths, his strength.
1-0. Strike right down the middle to Fralick. It is a single and an RBI for Eric. His 32nd RBI of the year. 1-1 pitch to Freilich from Mercurius. Just missed the outside corner, maybe a little bit down. 2 balls and a strike. Freilich homered over the War Eagle wall and left in the first inning. A run home for Auburn in the second. Tigers lead 3-0. Guevara with the lead at first. He's there with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Slider in there for a strike. He had Freilich on his front foot.
Yep.
And now the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Walk is still playing very deep in center, and he has him shaded to left center.
Here's the 2-2. Line drive into left center field, right center field, down for a base hit. Around second base on his way to third is Guevara. Freilich's going to try for second. He's in there with a double. #16th double of the year for Chase Freilich.
And they're playing so deep in the outfield, they've got no chance to hold that to a single, where if they're playing regulation depth in the outfield, I think Walk moves fast enough, he's able to get over and cut that ball off.
On the other hand, playing that deep has prevented a couple more extra base hits. I think of the ball by Brandon McCrane and the first at bat by Guevara.
That's true. That's true.
Pitching coach is out for Oklahoma. It's a quick meeting on the mound. I think that's Skip Johnson. Skip Johnson's background at Texas and at Oklahoma as assistant coaches pitching. And it is a quick meeting on the mound. Second and third for Auburn. 2 outs here in the second, and here's Chris Rembert. A walk back in the first. Guevara at third and Freilich at second as Mercurius comes set. Here's the pitch. Almost got past the catcher LaChance, who had to backhand a one-hopper. 1-0.
Love how aggressive Auburn is being on the bases, especially this inning. They're taking advantage of the defensive alignment when it does drop in front of the outfielders.
A ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Took something off of that one. 1-1. I think that's the first straight change we've seen from Mercurius. 2 on, 2 outs for Auburn to run home. Bottom of the second. Tigers lead 3-0 over number 9 Oklahoma. Tigers the number 6 team in the country. Mercurius comes set. 1-1. Fouled back. Boy, left and an off-speed pitch up. And Rembert couldn't get on top of it. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
49 pitches for Mercurius, and we're in the second inning. So we talk about shortening the outing for the starter. And Auburn's on a path to do that through these first 2 innings.
A ball and 2 strikes to Rembert. 2 on, 2 outs for Auburn. The pitch. Outside and high. Oklahoma had taken 2 steps to the dugout.
Yeah, even
and did not get the call.
Yeah, starting with LaChance, the catcher, who just had to turn around and I think apologize to the home plate umpire.
Rembert batting .346, 3 homers, 31 runs batted in. Couple in scoring position here with 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Miss low. Count goes full.
Yeah, Rembert did this the first time. He fell behind in the count, came back to work at full, then drew the walk.
Enormous crowd again tonight at Plainsman Park. They're everywhere. Their Tigers lead 3-0, and a 3-2 pitch coming home. Rembert takes it low for ball 4. The bases are loaded for the second straight inning for Auburn.
Those are 2 team leader at bats there. You go, well, there's 2 walks. Yeah, but that's falling behind in the count, staying patient, understanding that you've got this pitcher in a vulnerable position right now. Make him make the pitch.
Here's Bob Terrell. Doubled opposite field off of the monster. In the first, he bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the second. Stretch and pitch. Bob swings and misses at 92.
He was trying to park it in those extra bleachers that they brought in behind the Oklahoma bullpen.
0-1 to Bub. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a run home, 3-0 Auburn leads it. We're in the second. 0-1 pitch. Outside and high. 1-1. Rembert, Freilich, and Guevara on base for Auburn. 1-1 pitch. Bub tried to hold up on a pitch that was down. It was a strike. A ball and 2 strikes to Terrell. He is at 54 pitches in the second inning. Outfield straightens up now with Terrell at the plate and a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2.
Another high fastball on a 2-strike count that Auburn looks at.
Curious comes set. Now the 2-2 to Terrell. Nice job to stay back on one, and he fouled it back.
Some stirring now in the Oklahoma bullpen.
I don't think anyone throwing just yet, but
Nope.
there's motion.
Yep.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tigers lead 3-0. We're in the bottom of the second. Mercurius comes set. 2-2 to Terrell. Popped it up left side. That'll get out of play. Johnson gave chase, but it bounces on the concourse and up onto the Yeti yard. The catcher LaChance is out. To talk it over with Mercurius.
They're going to. What's your best pitch to a lefty? What do you feel best throwing? That's what they need to try to get out of this. Second inning in a row to start the ball game. Auburn has loaded the bases against Mercurius. Do you trust your fastball, or we've seen more of the off-speed, the breaking balls this inning?
I think the pitch is something off speed.
Yeah, I do too.
2-2 to Terrell, the pitch. He threw an off-speed pitch and Bub spoiled it.
Well, back foot slider never got there.
Rembert at first, Freilich at second, Guevara at third. A run home for Auburn in the second. Tigers lead 3-0. Bub trying to put up a crooked number with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Stretch and pitch. Bub again fouls off another one, this time a fastball. Well, he's fouled off everything but the changeup with a 2-strike count.
Mercurius 2 weeks in a row has been pretty good. The 2 starts before that, not so much. He got knocked around pretty good by Alabama and Texas.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Bub Terrell. Here comes the pitch. Bub, left side out of play. Another fastball.
Nine pitches so far in the at-bat.
He's fouled off 4 pitches with 2 strikes. And here's another one on the way. Got him swinging. Went away and down. And the inning comes to a close. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left. We're through 2. Tigers lead the Sooners 3-0. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
28 pitches in the first 2 innings for Andreas Alvarez. He struck out the side, gave up a hit in the first, then set down Oklahoma in order in the second. And he will get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the third with a 3-0 lead. It could be much more at this point. Auburn's had the bases loaded in the first 2 innings and has not scored with the bases loaded. Tigers have stranded 5.
Yep, and there's a glass half full and a glass half empty. The glass half empty is you really could have had a lot more runs there, but you start thinking big picture and a 27 out or a 27 inning series, and when you can get the pitcher up over 60 pitches after 2 innings of game 1, maybe you get into that bullpen very early in game 1, and now you start thinking the breadth of the series, you're in really good shape.
Kyle Branch will lead off for Oklahoma. He tries to butt and fouls it off.
Crystal.
Thank you. Branch batting .202, a homer, 12 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Little bit low. Tonight's third inning presented by the Vance Law Firm. At the Vance Law Firm, they say, dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333. 1-1. Strike. Curveball. A ball and 2 strikes the count.
A lot of curveball the first time through this lineup.
1-2 to Branch. Ooh. Maybe just missed the corner, 2-2. Alvarez with 3 strikeouts. They all came in the first. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Fastball right back in front of the plate. Alvarez fields and throws to first. Got him by a step and a half. No panic at all from number 21 bouncing off the mound.
No, and a last-second adjustment by Dre. He went down to scoop it with the glove, and then you could see the wheels turning. No, I got to get it bare hand. And he picked up and made the throw. So really nicely played.
Second 1-3 to open an inning in as many innings for Alvarez. And here's Deshaun Harris. Batting .364, a homer, and 7 runs batted in. 1 down, nobody on. Top of the third for Oklahoma. The pitch way outside and high. 1-0 the count. (1-0) to Deshaun. The pitch. Fastball inside. 2-0. Harris, the leading hitter for Oklahoma, batting .364. Making his 12th start. 2-0 pitch. Strike. 2-1. Harris a homer, 7 runs batted in.
He's 9 for 21 in SEC play, 3 stolen bases in limited conference action. This guy's just been productive.
2-1. Swing. And a miss. 95.
Harris, a guy, quite frankly, you'd be a little surprised to see in the number 9 hole in the lineup.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. Fouled out of play left side. Came in with a fastball at 96.
Yeah, pretty good job by Harris
Yes,
to
it
spoil
was.
that pitch.
One out, nobody on for Oklahoma. Top of the third. Tigers lead 3-0. 2-2 pitch. Got him with the curveball.
Ooh.
Down and in to the left-handed hitter. 2 outs. 4th strikeout for Alvarez. The K counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
That was wicked. Breaking ball down and in, and Harris completely befuddled.
All right, second time through the order for Oklahoma starts right now with Jason Walk. A strikeout victim in the first. Shift on for Auburn. Pitch. Walk lines it into left field. Here comes Bub. Dives. Got it! Yes, Bub Terrell on a sinking line drive to left. And that's our defensive play of the game presented by Cook's Pest Control. The best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control. South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928. and the official pest control provider of the Auburn Tigers. 3 up, 3 down for Oklahoma in the third. Tigers to the plate, leading 3-0, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
There's Tia. And then there's extra Tiger pride when I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card. That's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
For Auburn in the third, it'll be Bingaman, Madrigal, and McCrane. Tigers lead 3-0. The starter for Oklahoma in his first 2 innings, L.J. Mercurius, has walked 2, struck out 1, hit 2, and it could be worse.
A lot worse. Auburn's loaded the bases in each of the first 2 innings.
Tigers lead 3-0. Auburn baseball brought to you by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive, and that's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage.
Got some exciting games elsewhere in the league. We'll update scores throughout the bottom of this third inning on the Yellowwood scoreboard.
Ethan Bingaman hit by a pitch in the first. His second at bat against Mercurius, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
LSU and Mississippi State have opened their series in Starkville. It's 8-8 in the bottom of the ninth.
0-1. Outside, a ball and a strike.
Florida leads Texas A&M 3-2 in Gainesville. They're through 4 in the opener of that series.
1 ball and 1 strike to Bingaman. Wind and the pitch. In there for a strike.
Kentucky and South Carolina are tied at 5 in the second in Columbia.
1-2 to Bingaman. Off speed, misses low and away, 2-2.
Texas leads Vanderbilt 4-0 in the top of the fourth in Nashville. And Alabama leads Tennessee 3-2 through 5 in Knoxville. That's the finale of that series.
2-2 pitch. Bingaman on a hop to the second baseman. Nicely played. Throw to first in time for the out.
Yeah, that was hit hard on a short hop to Branch, who knocked it down and kept it in front of him. And then just picked it up through to first.
First game of that doubleheader today in Knoxville. Yeah. Tennessee blanked Alabama 10-0.
Yeah, total ransacking to even the series.
Here's Eddie Madrigal. 1 out, nobody on for Auburn. Pitch on the way, and Eddie takes it low, ball 1. First pitch he saw with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first. He hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Wind and delivery. Branch to the first baseman on 2 hops. He dropped the ball and didn't know it, and Bingaman is safe at first.
Wow. So Madrigal pulls the ball to first. Taki made a terrific play on the short hop, but then dropped it and kept running to the base thinking he still had the ball. Oh, you don't see that often at all.
Third error of the year for Taki. Auburn with a runner at first and 1 out. And here's Brandon McCrane, who hit it hard, but to the center fielder in the second inning. Stretching the pitch. Out in front of the curveball. 0-1.
Mercurius more now the second time through the order. The Auburn hitters are sitting on the fastball, so he's thrown them the breaking ball to start the at-bat to try to get a swing and a miss.
Madrigal with the lead at first. Here's the 0-1. Inside and high, 1-1 the count. Both times he's hit batters in the first 2 innings, they were fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
That was an off-speed pitch up and in. 1-1 to Brandon McCrane. Stretch pitch. In there for a strike. Done a better job the second time through the order of keeping the fastball down. Gets to 1-2 to Brandon McCrane. Batting .359, the pitch. Strike 3 call. Low fastball, second strikeout for Mercurius. Brandon didn't think so, but that has been a strike tonight. 2 outs. And here's Bristol Carter. Not out of the ordinary for Bristol to try and bunt his way on here.
Walk is so deep. He's almost to the warning track.
Pitch. Low. Ball 1 to Bristol. Bristol hit by a pitch on a 1-2 count in the second, then scored from first on a single by Guevara. 1-0. Line drive foul. Halfway down the left field wall or line and off of the screen.
Mason Bixby is starting to loosen for Oklahoma. Bixby, a right-hander.
1-1 the count to Bristol. Stretch and pitch. It misses low. 2-1.
Last inning, 3 straight hitters reached after 2 were out. That's how you lengthen the outing or shorten the outing for the starter.
He's at 75 pitches right now.
Yep.
2-1. Bristol takes it outside, ball 3. Madrigal gets his lead at first. 3 balls and a strike to count to Bristol Carter. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. Bristol got jammed and he fouled it back to the right of us and caught by a fan with the bare hand. Nicely done.
It's the baby blue. Got the baby blue Auburn shirt.
Full count, Madrigal off with the pitch. A first baseman plays behind him just in case Mercurius wants to throw over there. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Charges, fields. Throws to first, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. We're through 3 with Auburn on top, 3-0. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman. I'm a professional. I'm a Time Lord.
I'm the Duchess of York. Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
To the 4th we go. Tigers on top 3-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Two, 3, and 4 hitters for Oklahoma in the 4th to take you through the middle 3 innings. This is Brad Law.
Thank you, Andy. Willits, Gamble, and Brock for Oklahoma. Both teams identical, 28-12. Both teams 10-8 in the league. How important was the series win, the rubber game of the series in Gainesville? The difference, First the pitch to Willits. It's a strike right through there from Alvarez, pitch number 41 of the night. 0-1. Willits singled in the first. He's the last base runner for the Sooners. That was in the first inning. We're now underway in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses low, a ball and a strike. The difference between 10-8 and 9-9 is in the SEC. 10-8 is tied for fourth. 9-9 is 8th place. 8-10 is 13th place. 1-1 popped up on the infield. Guevara back. McCrane is back. It is Brandon who calls for it, and the shortstop puts it away for the first out in the fourth. 9 in a row retired by Alvarez. And it just looks like the extra day, getting back from the Thursday start to a Friday start, has done Alvarez a lot of good. 4 strikeouts the first time through the order. Now he sees Gamble for the second time, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He hacks at the first pitch and fouls it back, 0-1. And all 4 of the opponents that Auburn faces down the stretch in conference play are 10-8 in the league or better coming into the weekend. 0-1. Fastball low, a ball and a strike. There's going to be movement, shifts in the standings all the way until game 30. Or in Texas and Texas A&M's case, game 29. 1-1 pitch. Just missed the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. It's 2-1. Tigers on top 3-0. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Wind by Alvarez, the pitch. That is hammered into left field. Terrell is back. Canyon leaps, can't get it. Ricochets off the Canyon. Carter plays the ricochet well out in center. It's a stand-up double for Gamble. Ball was tattooed off the angled wall in the Canyon. Terrell went back as far as he could go, then leaped to try to make the catch. It was getting out there on him in a hurry. 10th double of the year for Gamble. So a runner in scoring position for the second time tonight for Oklahoma. And the first time since the first inning. 1 out, Brock the batter. He struck out in the first. Alvarez comes set and fires and misses low. Ball got away from Fralick, but just to his left. 1-0 the count. Jackson Sanders went down to the Auburn bullpen in the break between innings. He's just down there, nobody stirring or throwing. Alvarez pitching well. Runner gets his lead from second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. 2-0. Fans here, some of them grumbling about that non-call or ball call. 2-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit past the second baseman and into right center, and it gets past McCrane and Carter all the way to the wall. It's extra bases for Brock, a double for Brock, an RBI double. Oklahoma's on the scoreboard. It's 3-1. 9th double of the year for Brock, RBI number 40. Back-to-back opposite field gap doubles for the Sooners. And they're on the board. And after Alvarez sat down 9 in a row, Sooners have back-to-back doubles. Fralick out to talk to Alvarez. Oklahoma's brought it back to a 2-run game. Sooners are 12-3 this year in 1- or 2-run games. They have played a ton of close ones. It's 15 1- or 2-run games out of 40 total. First pitch to Camden Johnson. Nope, spin and a throwback to second. Okay. And the runner is back. That's Brock, who has really good speed. 22 stolen bases. He's only been thrown out once. Good speed at the plate in Cam Johnson as well. First pitch to him, breaking ball, Steve Reich 1. Crowd with a lot to cheer about in the first couple of innings. 0-1 pitch. Little tapper. He stumbled and fell down. It's ruled foul. He hit it off of his foot. Johnson stumbled, went to the ground, got up, and is hobbling. Oklahoma's athletic trainer out to take a look at their third baseman. Looked like he hit that off the top of the foot. Near the tarsal area. Not further down toward the metatarsals. And he is absolutely favoring that right foot. That's his front foot as a left-handed hitter. So he's loading on the left, but he's planning with the right when he swings. Or if you Dre, do you come back 0-2 with a back foot slider? And he's trying to he's really favoring that foot. I mean, that's a direct shot with the foul ball right on the top of the foot. He's back in there, and here comes the 0-2. No, a spin and a throwback to second. And again, Brock is back. 3-1, Auburn leads, top of the fourth inning. Series opener at Plainsman Park. Stretch by Dre, the pitch. He put one in the dirt, a breaking ball, a couple of feet out in front of the plate. And they'll throw that baseball out and get a new one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of 1-2 counts the first time through the order. It's the first time, the second time through that he's buckled his shoe. Now the 1-2. High fastball hit to second. Rembert gloves and throws for the out. Down to third goes Brock. 2 away. That was up, and Johnson just chopped down at it and hit it to Rembert at second. 2 away. And Brock 90 feet away. For Dayton LaChance. LaChance flied to center his first time. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Alvarez starts him with a breaking ball lined into left center field. It's a 1-run ball game. Terrell over to get it. LaChance stops at first after a wide turn. It's an RBI single for LaChance, his 36th run batted in of the year. And it's 3-2 Auburn. So here in the fourth, back-to-back one-out doubles. Both those guys have scored. And now Taki bats with 2 outs. Taki grounded to first. Really nice play by Bingaman to end the second. First pitch, strike right through there, 0-1. 94 on the fastball. Alvarez was cruising along. Gave up 1 hit through 3 innings and had retired 9 in a row before running into a little trouble here in the fourth. 0-1. Just missed the outside corner. Not by much. But the count is even. 3-2, top of the fourth, 2 outs, 1 on. Pitch. Taki takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. And here comes some in the crowd trying to get behind Alvarez. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Pitch to Taki. Way outside. The count is even at 2-2. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the inning. Shift is on with 2 strikes, the full shift. McCrane on the right side of the bag. Guevara at the normal short position. Rembert in right field. 2-2 pitch to Taki. All the way to the backstop. Fralick, bobbled it. It kicked back to Chase behind the plate. He might have been able to throw to second and try to get the runner, but he had trouble getting it out of the mitt. So it's a wild pitch, and LaChance down to second in scoring position. And the count 3-2 on Taki. Seventh wild pitch of the year for Alvarez. Still just needs 1 strike to get out of it. A base hit here ties the game. Pitch. High fly ball to right. Back goes McCrane to the warning track. He has room. He makes the catch. Taki got under it just enough to keep it in play and for Auburn to keep the lead going to the bottom of the 4th inning. But Oklahoma gets 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your new score, Auburn 3, Oklahoma 2. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Massive international soccer is coming to Auburn for the first time. 2 proud nations, 1 global game. Argentina versus Iceland. Tuesday, June 9th at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Incredible elite competition and world-class talent coming to Auburn. Road to 26. Argentina versus Iceland. June 9th. Get tickets at aubtix.com or roadto26.com.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Auburn's lead is 1. 3-2, Tigers on top. They've been able to get guys on base against L.J. Mercurius, and the Oklahoma right-hander has helped him out a couple times too. A couple walks, a couple of hit batters. And now Auburn will get its 3rd look at the former UNLV running Rebel turned Oklahoma Sooner. Looking for fresh seafood? Well, Wharf Casual Seafood. Serves seafood sourced from American waters. Not a seafood fan? No problem. They also serve burgers, salads, chicken, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood with 6 locations across central Alabama. Mason McCrane has homered, and he's flied to center. Pitch. It's low, 4-1. The fly to center was deep to left center. And Walk was able to track it down in the canyon in the 2nd. He takes a 1-0 downstairs, 2-0.
73 strikeouts for Mercurius, including 2 tonight. Leads the Oklahoma Ball Club. Had 12 in his Oklahoma debut against Oklahoma State at Globe Life Field.
2-0 to McCrane. Low, 3 balls, no strikes. And a good start so far. McCrane will try to finish off the at-bat. He's walked 16 times this year.
Mason Bigsby and Trent Collier both warming up in the bullpen, a righty and a lefty for Oklahoma.
3-0 to McCrane. Low, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. I wonder if there's anything to, and this is whether it's leading off an inning or especially leading off a ball game, having a 6'6" guy up there and occupy the batter's box. The first look you see is an imposing figure.
And a 6'6" guy that's red hot right now, too.
That's the main thing. He's seeing the ball well, swinging it well. Here's Eric Guevara. Extended his hitting streak to 17 games with an RBI single in the 2nd inning, and that will be it for L.J. Mercurius. Andy mentioned double barrel action in the bullpen, and Skip Johnson, the head coach, has already come out and given the sign. The righty will be coming in against the right-hander, Eric Guevara. So 3 innings.
I believe this is Mason Bixby coming in, Brad.
Bixby's been throwing the longest, and he is the right-hander, and he's coming out of the bullpen here. It's a Pepper Tree pitching change for Oklahoma for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. Best wine selection, finest cuts of meat. Visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery. Online, steaks, the letter N, wine.com, steaksandwine.com. Oklahoma makes a Pepper Tree pitching change.
Non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Big right-hander, number 25, Mason Bixby, is the Pepper Tree pitching change for Oklahoma. 6'7", 239 out of San Antonio. A transfer from TCU. He's 2-0 this year. A 6.08 ERA. This will be his 13th relief appearance. 13 and a third innings, 9 runs on 8 hits. 20 strikeouts, 10 walks, a homer, and opponents are hitting 186 against Bixby. In SEC play, he's 1-0, but his ERA in 5 and a third innings is 15.19. 9 runs, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, a homer, and the league hitting .316 against Mason Bixby. Mercurius in his start tonight goes 2+ innings. He gives up 3 runs on 5 hits, strikes out 3, walks 2, and he hit 2 batters. And he gives way to Bixby with a runner at first, nobody out for Auburn. In the bottom of the 4th, the Tigers with a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, Bixby has been red hot or ice cold in league play. Pitched a third of an inning Tuesday against Oral Roberts, faced 2 batters, walked one of them, got the other one out. Against Missouri last weekend in the Friday game of that series, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, including a homer in 1 inning of work. The 3 outings before that against Vanderbilt, Dallas Baptist, and Alabama went a combined 5 and a third innings with just 1 hit allowed. And that came off a 4-run, 2-hit outing without retiring a batter against Texas. He also gave up 2 runs without a hit and 2 walks in an inning against Texas A&M. So he's either been really rough or really good. There's been no in between for Bixby. So he'll face Guevara. Runner at first and nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Guevara takes a first pitch strike. A breaking ball in there for strike 1. Guevara 1 for 2. He's flied to right and singled up the middle to extend his hitting streak. An RBI single in the 2nd for Guevara. 0-1 pitch to him. Swinging a fly ball to center field. Back goes Walk. He's at the warning track. All he can do is watch. Eric Guevara has hit his 9th home run of the year. Auburn answers back. They get the 2 runs right back, and Auburn leads 5-2.
Auburn's best hitter in the SEC continues to show us why. 2 for 3 tonight and a home run to center. Didn't matter how that outfield was playing him that time, did it?
No, it did not. Yeah, Walk couldn't play deep enough that time against Guevara. Wow. A center field ball just cranked out there by Guevara. 9th home run of the year. 8th homer for Guevara in this ballpark. He likes playing at home, but he's hot anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Here's Chase Fralick. First pitch swing and went after it, jammed him a little bit, popped foul back out of play, 0-1.
That's his 2nd homer in as many games. Remember, his home run Tuesday night came in his first at bat and went 445 feet. We don't, now we have it. 416 to center there.
0-1 to Fralick. He's homered and doubled tonight. It misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So McCrane greeted Mercurius with a homer. Guevara greeted Bixby with a homer. That's how you say, how do you do?
Welcome to the Plains.
1-1 pitch. Fouled away, left side, out of play, 1-2.
This is Oklahoma's first ever trip in baseball to Auburn.
First time the teams have played on another team in another team's home ballpark. Every other meeting's been a neutral site game.
Either in the NCAA tournament or early in the season in the neutral site tournaments in February.
Faced these guys to open the 22 season. It was game 1 in Arlington that year. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Pitch was away. He did not go, confirms Nathan Huber at third. It was outside, and the count's 2-2 to Freilich. 2-run homer by Eric Guevara, 2-hit night.
Men's basketball has played here a couple of times. Football, of course, played here last season, or 2 seasons ago.
2-2 pitch to the Auburn catcher with the shift on against him. Fly left side, shallow left field. Back goes well. It's the shortstop. He makes the catch. And there's the first out of the inning. He was able to get 3 pitches in that sequence far enough in that Freilich wasn't able to extend the arms and really drive the ball. Couple fouled, that one shallow left. Now here's Chris Rembert. Rembert walked twice against Mercurius. Now he gets his first look at Bixby. Walk, moves around from left center to a few steps to the right of center field, and there's a line drive back up the middle, base hit. Rembert just sawed the field in half. Chris has been on base all 3 times. There's his first hit of the ball game. 1 out single. And Bub Terrell is next. (5-2) Auburn. You just love to see after Oklahoma got on the board, cut it to a 1-run game, and Auburn immediately answered.
As exciting as that is, it's also that much deflating for Oklahoma.
Sure, that's a good point. Here's Terrell. First pitch. Upstairs, 1-0. And as much of a control issue as Bixby's had his last 2 or 3 outings, you want to make him throw strikes, and Auburn's jumped on the strikes he's thrown this inning. 1-0. Here's a swing and a miss.
Ooh.
1-1.
That's 95 that blew by Bub Terrell.
5-2, Auburn leads. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 5 runs on 7 hits. 3 homers tonight for Auburn. The delivery. High pop, left side, out of play. Beyond the seats. Concourses teeming with people. Parking deck, War Eagle wall, back 40, 984 club, full house tonight.
K corner.
Yeah. They threw over to first. Rembert's back easily.
Additional bleachers in between the K corner and the back and the back 40.
Well, they're just surrounding the Oklahoma bullpen,
Yes,
aren't
they are. They could be in front of them. That would be the case too.
The 1-2 to Terrell. Line drive, center field. On comes Walk. He dives. He makes the catch in center field. And back goes Rembert scrambling to first base. Good play by Walk. He's playing very deep in center field and had to come on and make the catch.
That was a sinking liner that was ripped by Terrell in center. And Walk, we know, has great range, and he came on to make the catch. Fine play by Jason Walk in center. He took away extra bases and another run for Auburn.
You'll take that swing from Terrell, though. That's another dialed-in swing from the Auburn left fielder. 2 away, and Ethan Bingaman to the plate. Auburn has scored in 3 of the 4 innings so far tonight. 2 on the board here in the 4th. Pitch to Bingaman is a strike. 95, well located, outer half, 0-1.
His velocity a little bit more than the starter Mercurius.
Bingaman's been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded to second. Throw to first, Rembert back. 5 runs, 7 hits for Auburn, 2 runs, 4 hits for Oklahoma. Each team with an error. Throw to first, and again Rembert's back. Bixby didn't even straighten up and come set. He hunched over getting the sign and then threw quickly. Now here is the 0-1 to Bingaman. Missed the outside corner with another fastball, this one at 96. It's a ball and a strike.
I understand what Oklahoma's doing. As deep as their outfield is, a base hit could score Rembert from first, and if he's off with the pitch, watch out.
The 1-1. Inside with a breaking ball, 2-1. Yeah, we've already seen that tonight. Carter.
Yeah, from Bristol back in the second inning.
Yep. Got a running jump on a base hit up the middle. 2-1 to Bingaman. Here it is. High chopper to second. They'll flip to second for the force, barely. Branch had to play that ball back and then flip to Willits a step ahead of Rembert to get the force at second. So 4-6 force is out number 3, and the 4th inning is over. But Auburn gets a walk to McCrane and a 2-run home run by Eric Guevara. 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning. No errors and a runner left on base. We're through 4. Auburn in front 5-2. Listen to all things SEC, including live games and SEC this morning on Sirius XM SEC Radio Channel 364 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. 5-2, Tigers in front. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Cook's Pest Control. The best defense of your home is Cook's Pest Control. The South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928. And the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers.
So Oklahoma comes to the plate in the 5th. Our congratulations to Auburn golfer Jackson Coyban. Back to back to back. SEC champion today. Finest amateur golfer we've ever seen in the SEC.
That's what you're watching. That's exactly right. That's not hyperbole. First pitch is a strike in there. And the 5th inning underway with a strike to Kyle Branch, 0-1.
Auburn as a team won the stroke play version of the SEC championship. Now on to match play tomorrow.
0-1. Fouled straight back. 0-2. Well, offense went back out, got the 2 runs back. Alvarez back out to a 3-run lead as he takes the mound in the 5th. Here is the 0-2 to Branch. Swing and a fly ball to center field. Carter back. Now rounding out his route near the warning track. A step away from the track makes the catch. Branch hit that off-speed pitch a long way.
He did, but he got it a little bit in on the bat.
Yep.
Just enough.
Down from the barrel a little bit. And it's the first out.
Tomorrow's match play at Sea Island, Georgia. To advance to the championship round on Sunday, you play 2 matches tomorrow, morning and afternoon.
So play the 8th seed. Here's Harris. First pitch to him is high. Deshaun Harris struck out his first time. 3 of Oklahoma's 4 hits and both of its runs came in the 4th inning. We're now in the 5th, 1-0 pitch. Strike at the knees, inside corner, 1-1. Alvarez, a lot of curveball first time through.
Auburn will play Arkansas in its first match play tomorrow.
The 1-1. Little tapper back to Alvarez. He fields, throws, got him by a half step. That throw had a little zip on it. A little Swinging bunt up the first base line.
I beg your pardon. I've been corrected. It's South Carolina that Auburn faces tomorrow, in spite of the fact that the score says clearly that Arkansas won the tiebreak today. But I will not counter Jacob Hillman.
He knows what he's talking about.
I agree.
He's Hillman. He's also a golf man. I would trust just about anything regarding golf that Jacob had to say. Here's Walk. He swings at the first pitch and lines it into left field. Solid single for Walk.
Big turn. Stays. Good job by Detrell to get it back.
So Walk has his first hit of the night. It's a 2-out single. And Willits comes to the plate. Willits, the shortstop, has singled and popped out to short. Tigers lead 5-2, 2 outs, runner at first. Top of the 5th inning. Alvarez comes set and deals. And missed down and in. Back foot breaking ball, 1-0. Auburn plays Willits to pull. It's not the shift, it's close though. McCrane near the bag and well behind it at second. Outfield, straight away in center and right. Bub a couple steps toward left center, and that ball is yanked down the right field line, foul. Really well struck, but he was early, and now the count, a ball and a strike on Willits. SEC standings coming into the game. Georgia 13-5. Texas A&M 12-5. Texas 11-6. And then a 5-team tie for 4th place. Auburn and Oklahoma, 2 of those 5. Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the others. Throw to first. Runner back. Alabama at 9-9. Arkansas and Vandy also 9-9. Kentucky, Tennessee at 8-10. So again, the difference between 10-8 and 8-10. 2 games difference in the standings. 4th place to 13th place. Throw to first, runners back. A ball and a strike. Walk the runner at first. 2 out.
Rubber game of the series in Knoxville. Tennessee leads Alabama 9-3. The game is going to the bottom of the 7th.
That's 7 straight runs for Tennessee. 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. It's chopped back to Alvarez, and he'll get out of the inning. Couple of comebackers in the game. Alvarez's field is positioned nicely. He pumps his fist a couple of times after he makes the throw, and Alvarez gives up the 2-out single and then nothing more. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left for Oklahoma. Halfway home at Plainsman Park, it's 5-2 Auburn. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
5-2. Auburn leads, bottom of the 5th coming up. 5th innings presented by Southern Union. Move seamlessly to Auburn and complete your bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock start, Plainsman Plaza. It's back. You know, Saturday home games in conference play mean Plainsman Plaza. We got food trucks, we got live music, we got screens with other games, we got all kind of fun stuff.
The Plaza opens at 3. Tiger Walk is at 4:15. The ballpark itself opens at 4:30. First pitch at 6. You do need your ticket to get into the Plainsman Plaza. But once you're in, baby,
yeah,
you're in.
You're in. It'll be a good time. Here's Eddie Madrigal to start the bottom of the 5th against Mason Bixby. He's on for his second inning of relief. First pitch to Madrigal is a strike, 0-1. Madrigal has grounded into a double play and reached on an error by the first baseman. One of the strangest plays I have seen. Here's the pitch to Madrigal. It's low. A ball and a strike. Eddie grounded it to Taki at first, who made a really nice play on a short hop, then dropped the ball but continued running to first, not knowing he had dropped the ball. Pitch. Grounded it foul, back behind the plate. Got right on top of it.
Merch.
Man.
Thank you, Greg Dry.
What a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. 1-2 to Madrigal. They play him in the shift. Just check swing it. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Slider at the knees. And Madrigal is out on strikes. That is the first strikeout for Bixby. And 1 away in the 5th inning. Now here comes Brandon McCrane.
I had noticed this as his walk-up
I
song.
hadn't either. Yeah, I'd never guessed. I'd not noticed My Girl as his walk-up song. First pitch. Shows bunt. Pulled the bat back. He got a piece of that, didn't he? Fouled it off.
We're in the top of the 7th over at Jane B. Moore Field. Tigers trail Ole Miss 2-0. 2 outs, nobody on for the Rebels. One more chance for Auburn in the bottom of the 7th on the Yellowwood scoreboard.
Auburn batters have only struck out 3 times tonight to this point. 1 out in the 5th. And that nearly got a piece of McCrane. Up and in. 1-1.
Top of the 11th, they're tied. LSU and Mississippi State at 8 in Starkville. Fighting Tigers have out hit the Bulldogs 13-8. That game tied at 8.
1-1 to McCrane, looking for his first hit of the game. He takes outside, 2-1.
9-3 now. Tennessee leads Alabama. That game is in the bottom of the 7th in Knoxville. That's the rubber game of the series. Florida at home leads Texas A&M 4-2, bottom of the 7th.
What was the score in game 1 of that doubleheader today?
10-0.
2-1. Ground ball to short. Gloved there by Willits. He throws for the out. 2 down.
It's a good fielding team. It's fielding 980 in the SEC.
2 up and 2 down.
More SEC scores for you, Brad. Top of the 6th, Texas 11, Vanderbilt nothing in Nashville.
Whew.
Top of the 5th, Kentucky trails South Carolina 7-5 in Columbia. Bottom of the 3rd, Missouri and Arkansas scoreless. Remember, Missouri won last night. Or did not?
Nope.
Came back? Okay.
Yep.
What do I know?
Bristol Carter, first pitch. Inside corner for a strike, 0-1.
The 1 final, the first game of that doubleheader today in Knoxville. Tennessee 10, Alabama nothing.
Carter has been hit by a pitch and scored on a single. He's also grounded out to short. Middle of the field is open. And the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs. A ball and a strike. First time this game that Oklahoma's retired the first 2 Auburn batters in an inning. Tigers have had a good early offense in innings so far. Carter shows bunt, bunts at left side. Pretty good bunt. Third baseman fields and throws wide of the bag. Carter's not only safe there, but as the ball rolls into foul ground in right field, Carter takes second. It's a base hit and an error, and Carter's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Should have put it in the pocket because he wasn't going to throw out Bristol on that bunt with 2 outs.
No, Cam Johnson charging in from third. He called off the pitcher Bixby. And you're exactly right. Shouldn't have attempted the throw, but did. It was to the right of the bag.
It'll be a single for Bristol, then a throwing error on Johnson, allowing Bristol to get to second base, and McCrane comes up with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
Solo homer to lead off the first inning for McCrane. He's also walked and scored tonight and flied to deep left center field. He's the last guy to get a first look at Bixby. Takes a wicked cut, fouls it back. 0-1. Base hit by Bristol, Auburn's 8th hit of the night. A base hit.
Yeah.
Gets Carter home. Big hole on the left side for McCrane. Bixby straightens up tall and looks to second. Looks home, fires home. Bounced it up there, gets away, not far enough, which is saying something as Carter scrambles back to second. 1-1 to McCrane. It doesn't have to go very far for Bristol to take off. Big 6'6" freshman with the open stance. Looms. And the 1-1 pitch to him. Fouled back again. 96 on the heater. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers have scored in 3 of the first 4 innings and have a man in scoring position here in the 5th with 2 down. Leading 5-2. Bixby, the long look in, now straightens up. His 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a high fastball, and the inning is over. Auburn gets a 2-out single, but does not score. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left. Through 5, it's 5-2 Auburn, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn University Board of Trustee member Bob Dumas.
My senior year, where we won it, was at Burning Tree in Decatur. Had some great teammates and great players, and it just all came together that week. We had been close. We had had a good year. We'd won several tournaments and felt like we had the capacity and the courage to do it, and we did. I think more was a very joyous time, of course, being the first. But I think later on, as you grow older, you begin to appreciate and value that much more.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn leads Oklahoma 5-2 as we move to the 6th inning. Alvarez back out there for the Tigers. As he is, Jackson Sanders is throwing in the bullpen. Butch Thompson said that
he did.
You could see Sanders as early as tonight as they try to go after a series opening win. And it's also an Oklahoma team that has handled righties a lot better than it's handled lefties this year. It's .500 against left-handed pitchers this year. Now the right-hander Alvarez ready to go in the 6th. He'll get Gamble, Brock, and Johnson, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. First pitch, sails high, 1-0. Gamble doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Both of Oklahoma's runs and 3 of its 5 hits came in that 4th inning. And there's a high pop on an off-speed pitch. Right side of the infield, Bingaman is under it. Rembert calls him off and makes the catch. Late call by Chris, but he made the call loudly. Bingaman scrambled out of the way, and Rembert made the catch for the first out.
I thought there was a point that Bingaman may have lost that ball. I think it was smart for Rembert to come in and take it. He has a better angle at it anyway.
Here's Brock. RBI double, scored a run in the 4th. First pitch to the right-handed hitter. Missed down and away, 1-0. Jake Marciano, talented lefty, gets a start for Auburn tomorrow night. Oklahoma's Game 2 and Game 3 starters, 1-0 pitch right down the middle, 1-1. They've given up fewer runs in a lot of their series Game 2s and Game 3s than they have in Game 1.
Cameron Johnson, 5-1, 3.43 ERA tomorrow.
1-1 pitch misses low, 2-1. Auburn, 6th inning. Alvarez gets the sign that he wants, rocks and fires, and gets the outside corner. Off-speed pitch evens the count at 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Righty. Alvarez about to deal. Pitch number 78 of the night. Pitch clock is down to 3. Here's the delivery. Just missed the outside corner. That was the pitch he wanted and the spot he wanted. Just didn't get the call. Now what does he do on the payoff? Here it is. High fly ball to center, left center. Carter squares up, waits for it, puts a squeeze on it, 2 down. So Brock is retired on a 3-2 pitch. Good job by Alvarez after he thought he had him struck out. Got Brock to fly out on the next pitch.
Well, and he got him to go after the pitch he wanted there, Brad. Had to go down for that one and popped it up into center field.
So 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Camden Johnson, a couple of ground outs for the left-handed hitting third baseman. Out of Bernie, Texas. Here's the pitch. Strike on a curveball, 0-1. Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins. More ways to win, not less.
More.
Wind Creek Casino, find your winning moment. 1 pitch. High and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Saw Ryan Hetzler jog down to the bullpen earlier. Key pieces for the Tigers in that bullpen as they go after a series Game 1 win. 1-1 pitch to Johnson. Bounced up there, 2-1. LaChance would be next. There are 2 outs and nobody on in the 6th.
Unofficially, 82 pitches right now for Andres Alvarez.
Looking to close the door on the 6th inning. 2-1. Breaking ball. Hit down the line in the air, left field, slicing away and foul. It drops in the brown turf in front of the wall in foul ground. And it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think he gets curveball here. What do you think?
I think Dre might think this is his last inning, and he's going to give him a fastball.
Empty the tank with a heater?
Yeah, maybe up a little.
With the cheese?
Sure.
Roquefort?
The gas?
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-2. Fastball called strike 3 inside corner.
Camembert.
3 up, 3 down in the 6th inning. 5-2, Tigers in front. We head to the bottom of the 6th when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
We head to the bottom of the 6th here at Plainsman Park. Series opener between the Tigers and Sooners. Yet another top 10 series here at Plainsman Park. Man, fans have gotten their money's worth all year long. Outstanding #1 rated strength of schedule non-conference. Outstanding SEC series week in and week out. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bixby's done a pretty good job stabilizing things.
He gave up the home run
Yep.
to the first batter. Since then, he's only given up 1 base hit and worked around, 2 base hits.
Yep.
And worked around the throwing error.
He's worked around both those hits, too. Auburn has not scored outside of the home run by Eric Guevara that greeted him in the 4th inning. It's Guevara that starts the 6th.
Hey, over at J.B. Moore Field, Tigers have scored twice in the bottom of the 7th to tie it with Ole Miss 2-2 and have the winning run down at second base with 2 outs.
High drama just across campus.
You're not kidding.
All right, here's Guevara. He is 2 for 3. A homer, a single, a 3 RBI night for the junior third baseman. Second look at Bixby for Guevara, and the first pitch to him is low for ball 1. Tigers on top 5-2. Auburn is out hit Oklahoma 8-5. Tigers are undefeated this year when they out hit the opponent. 1-0 delivery from the right-hander. Guevara slices it into right field. That's down for a base hit. A 3-hit night for Guevara. Tried to get it in on the hands there. He didn't get it far enough in.
It's no fluke with that young man, the groove
That's right.
that he's in right now.
That's what they saw in him his freshman year, coming back from the ACL injury and before it. Skip Johnson's out. He's going to make a Pepper Tree pitching change. And out goes Bixby, and in comes a lefty to face Chase Fralick. It is a Pepper Tree pitching change for the Oklahoma Sooners.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Pepper Tree pitching change for Oklahoma. Sophomore left-hander Trent Collier, 6'2", 249 out of Prosper, Texas, and Weatherford Community College. Second best ERA on the ball club. He's 1-1, a 2.95 earned run average, making his 13th appearance in his 12th in relief. 18 in the third innings, 8 runs, 6 earned, 17 hits. He struck out 25, walked only 6, has given up a pair of homers, and opposition hitting .243 against Collier. Good numbers in the SEC. This will be his 7th appearance, his 6th in relief. 1-1, a 2.70 ERA. 10 innings for Collier, 5 runs, 3 earned on 9 hits. 16 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's given up a homer, and opponents are hitting .237 against Collier. The numbers on Bixby. 2 innings pitched, a run on 4 hits. Half of those hits from the guy at first base, Eric Guevara. Struck out 2 through 33 pitches, 22 per strike. The best thing he did was work around hits and free bases.
And
a couple errors.
And they didn't give him a chance to do that in this inning after giving up the base hit to Guevara.
He was at 33 pitches when he exited, 22 for strikes.
Collier has given up 1 earned run in each of his last 4 appearances. 3 against conference teams and 1 against Oklahoma State. He last pitched in the Sunday game against Missouri. Gave up a run on 2 hits in an inning and a third. No walks and 2 strikeouts.
That was a sweep for the Sooners in Norman. I was talking with their play-by-play man earlier today, and he was just commenting on this ballpark, and I kind of took him through all of the iterations. They're about to do some major work on the ballpark in Norman.
Everybody's upping the ante.
Yes, indeed.
In baseball in the conference. What Collier has not done much this year is give up home runs. Auburn has hit 3 tonight. Chase Fralick has 1 of them. Chase is 2 for 3. He has homered, doubled, popped up to short. Collier's only given up 2 home runs this year. One was his last outing against Missouri. Goes to work against the Auburn catcher and gets the outside corner with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1. Fralick with 30 RBIs on the season. They hold Guevara at first. The 0-1 pitch to Fralick. Hit on the ground sharply, backhand stop by the second baseman, flips to the shortstop for 1, on to first for a really impressive double play that Branch started. A diving stab at a rocket hit out to him, and then he just flipped it option pitch style to Willits at second, and then he made the relay to first.
And his momentum was falling forward, so as he flipped it, he had to get it out there before his body just collapsed. It's a fine play on a ball that was hit very hard by Chase Fralick.
So here's Rembert, first pitch swinging. He flies it down the line in right. Harris is over, and he did overrun it. He nearly dropped the ball. Had to make the catch about calf level out in right field, but he does, and all of a sudden, it turns into a quick inning. So Collier comes in, gets the double play ball and a fly out on the next pitch. He throws 3 pitches in the inning, and that inning comes to a close. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left for Auburn. Through 6. Tigers on top, 5-2. Before we take the break, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Alvarez goes back out for the 7th. Auburn on top 5-2, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
Pitch driven deep right field. That ball is back. That ball is gone. It's a home run. It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams. A long, deep home run to right field by Stephen Williams on an 0-2 pitch.
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment. This is your home for Auburn baseball, the Auburn Sports Network.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Auburn 5, Oklahoma 2. We go to the 7th. Here's Andy again.
84 pitches for Andreas Alvarez. He will get LaChance, Taki, and Branch. 6, 7, and 8 hitters here in the 7th for Oklahoma. Line in the pitch to LaChance. Swing on a fastball, and he comes up empty at 94. Outfield play straight away. The 0-1 pitch. Foul tip into the glove of Fralick. 0-2.
Well, nothing fancy or flashy about those first couple of pitches. Just the old number 1 back-to-back to get ahead.
LaChance 1 for 2 on the night. He's behind 0-2 to Alvarez. Bounces up there, an off-speed pitch. A ball and 2 strikes the count.
As we watch Alvarez's pitch count, he's gone over 100 once. Against Arkansas, he threw 105 pitches in 6 innings.
A ball and 2 strikes. LaChance looks out at Alvarez. Long look in and barely gets off the pitch in time. And LaChance lines it beyond the photographer's well to the left of the Auburn dugout off the screen. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
If Alvarez can get 1 out here in the inning, it'll be his longest SEC start. Went 7 innings against South Alabama. He's gone 6 twice in league play.
South Alabama game was the midweek game in Montgomery. 1-2 pitch, still a chance. Off the end of the bat, up the first baseline, fair. Bingaman just has to step once to his left to tag the bag for the out. A cue ball.
Had a little spin away from the line. And about as easy a ground out as a first baseman will ever get.
Here's Dayton Taki. Sooner first baseman has popped up, or rather grounded out to Bingaman at first and flied to right. Wind and the pitch from Alvarez. Misses high and away. Off-speed pitch at 82.
He's done a good job to get below the barrel of the bats today. There have been 4 ground balls that Alvarez fielded and a couple over there to first to Bingaman.
1-0 to Taki. Swing, got a miss and a slider. Crippled swing right there, 1-1. Started, wanted to stop, couldn't. So glad to have you with us tonight on the Auburn Sports Network, Auburn Tigers app, in the booth, in the ballpark on Live Sports Radio. Back with you tomorrow at 5:45, 1-1. Misses outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Love that Live Sports Radio option. I wish that had been around when I was a student or a kid. I would have had that thing with me all the time.
2-1 to Taki. A little bit out, 3-1. And we haven't seen this very often tonight, a 3-1 count.
No, that's only his third 3-ball count of the game.
3-1 to Taki. Here it is. Loops it out of play left side. Threw a fastball a little bit down in the zone, and the count goes to 3-2 on Dayton Taki.
The other 2 3-2 counts of the night have ended in an out.
And the shift is on for Auburn now to the right side. Guevara playing shortstop. Rembert in right center field. 3-2 pitch to Taki. Strike 3 call. Got him underneath the hands on the inside corner. Fastball right underneath the hands. Buzzed it. Six strikeouts tonight for Alvarez, the K Connor. Presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
When he has needed to rear back and give it a little extra, either velocity or pinpoint accuracy, he has found it tonight.
There's Kyle Branch, curveball, strike. Branch is tapped back to the pitcher and flied to center. 2 outs and nobody on for Oklahoma. Now the 0-1 from Alvarez. Branch off the end of the bat, almost took out Deshaun Harris in the on-deck circle.
And Branch was guessing. He thought he was getting the fastball.
Alvarez has never gone 7 innings in an SEC game. He's a strike away from doing that right here.
This would match his season-long and career-long outing of 7 innings.
He winds. He fires. Here it is. Missed away. A ball and 2 strikes to Branch. Tigers lead at 5-2. 5 runs, 9 hits, an error, and 8 men left for Auburn. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on the night for Oklahoma. Now the 1-2 to Branch. Here it is. Bounced it up there. Outside, 2-2 the count. I think he elevates a fastball right here, maybe on the outer half.
That's been his best pitch for a strike the last 2 innings.
Alvarez, the wind of the 2-2. Fastball. Nope, that was a slider. It missed low.
Yeah, I think he's thinking it's the chess match because Branch knows that's been his best pitch for a strike the last 2 innings, too. Now at 3-2, you might have to throw the fastball.
Full count to Branch. Deshaun Harris on deck. 2 outs and nobody on for Oklahoma. The 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Just missed the outside corner. A 2-out walk to Branch. And Fralick comes out to talk with Alvarez. Sanders is ready if needed. You know that Alvarez wants to get through this 7th inning.
Everett Tiford on the top step.
And here he comes. He calls timeout. The infield will come in, and that is all tonight for Andres Alvarez. As Auburn makes an East Alabama health call to the bullpen. Should have waited.
Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Andres Alvarez with an SEC high 6 2/3 innings pitched tonight. He gives way with 2 outs and a man on first in the 7th inning to Jackson Sanders, 6'3", 212, sophomore lefty from Opelika. He is 3-1 in 9 appearances. This will be his 3rd relief stint. 3-1 with a 2.78 earned run average. 45 1/3 innings, 34 hits, 18 runs, 14 earned. Sanders has walked 14 and struck out 65. Teams are hitting just 206 against Jackson Sanders. Jackson earned the win in the Friday game at Florida last week. 4 1/3 scoreless. He walked 5 but only allowed 1 hit. He struck out half a dozen. 83 pitches Friday night. So he's back in there ready to go, and Auburn is asking him to get 7 outs in this game. Hetzler went down to the bullpen earlier, but you got to think that if Sanders can just get these 7 outs, then you got a fresh Ryan Hetzler for tomorrow to try to win the series. Andres Alvarez, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed to this point. Runner at first, his responsibility. He threw a wild pitch, balked in the game, got 7 ground outs, 7 fly outs, threw 101 pitches, 63 for strikes. So Alvarez is out, gave up a 2-out walk to Branch, who is at first for Deshaun Harris.
62% strikes for Andres Alvarez tonight. Big standing ovation as he left the mound.
Yeah, that was good.
I apologize that we didn't bring that to you, but it was a terrific response from this sold-out crowd for the work tonight of Andres Alvarez. And Deshaun Harris, the number 9 hitter at the plate, he's 0 for 2. Against Alvarez, he struck out swinging and tapped back to the pitcher. Sanders stretches, pitches. Fastball, strike at 80, or excuse me, changeup, strike at 83. Guevara up on the edge of the grass, the Auburn infield, otherwise in the shift for the left-handed hitting Harris. Little check swing through the left side, that's going to be a base hit. Couldn't have been placed any better by Harris. Left side, passed Guevara, who was playing up, and with the shift, there was no chance for McCrane to get to that and have any play.
I think I made a comment earlier when Madrigal was batting against a similar shift, like just a little check swing. A check swing out to short, and it's an easy hit, and that is all that was.
So now the tying run to the plate for Oklahoma. Here's Jason Walk. 1-4-3 with a single. Runners at first and second, 2 outs for the Sooners in the pitch. Popped it up, right side, that'll get out of play.
This is an Oklahoma team that does not go away. They hang around. They don't let you run away very often, and then they've been good late in games. Just Tuesday night, they trailed Oral Roberts 6-3 late before getting a grand slam to take the lead and eventually win the game.
First and second, 2 down for Oklahoma. 0-1 to Walk. Stretch in the pitch. It misses low from Sanders, a ball and a strike.
Got the head football coach in the house tonight.
A ball and a strike to count. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, strike. Actually, that's again the changeup at 84. 1-2, the count to Walk. 2 down, first and second for Oklahoma. 5-2 Auburn. We're in the top of the 7th. Stretch, here's the pitch. Missed high. That was a fastball at 92, 2-2. Branch at second and Harris at first. Sanders comes set 2-2 pitch. Miss low. Full count. Runners will get an early start. McCrane plays normal depth in center, the same, or in right, the same for Carter in center. Bub Terrell a couple steps deep in left. 3-2 pitch to walk. Ground ball base hit into left field will get a run home. Bub is up with it. He does not try to throw home, and walk on a 3-2 pitch makes it a 2-run game. RBI for Walk, who's now 2 for 4 on the night, his 14th of the season. So the walk, the last batter that Alvarez faced, comes back and scores. And now the tying run at first for Oklahoma, and Jackson Willits to the plate.
That's already more hits than Sanders gave up last week in 4 1/3 at Florida.
Willits singled in the first. He's popped up to short and grounded back to the pitcher. Throwback to second base by Sanders. Five-3, Auburn on top. 2 down, runners at first and second for the Sooners. Stretch the pitch. Willits fouls it back to the screen. In spite of the fact that Sanders throws a fastball in the low to mid-90s, his bread and butter pitch is the changeup. And especially to the right-handed hitters. Willits is a right-hander, the 0-1. That changeup missed just a little bit low. 1-1.
It has been tight. The zone's been pretty tight all night. It's not loosening up any in the latter third of the game.
Stretch. 1-1 to Willits. Foul ball into the Auburn dugout.
Carl Nonemaker almost snared that.
That had some force to it.
Yes, it did. All right.
1-2 to Willits.
One more strike.
Sanders sets up on the left side of the rubber. The left-hander comes set at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Willits chops it into the Auburn dugout again, further down. Willits has 4 homers. He's driven home 34 this season. A walk, a check me single, and a single to left has plated a run for Oklahoma with 2 downs here in the 7th. A 1-2 pitch from Sanders to Willits is headed home. Off the end of the bat at the first base side. A couple hops, Bingaman will take it to the bag, and the inning is over. Oklahoma gets a run on 2 hits, no errors, and Strands a 2. 7th inning stretch time at Plainsman Park. Auburn 5, Oklahoma 3. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
Tigers scored 2 in the first, another run in the second, and 2 more runs for the Tigers in the fourth. Auburn has hit 3 home runs on the night. Andreas Alvarez goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits, striking out 6. We go to the bottom half of the 7th, and Auburn will send Bub Terrell, Ethan Bingaman, and Eddie Madrigal to the plate to face Trent Collier. Whether you're planting a tree or tackling a backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig to get your underground utilities marked for free. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it is the law. Terrell doubled off the wall and left in the first, struck out and has lined out tonight. He leads off for Auburn in the 7th. The Tigers lead 5-3. Stretch by the lefty in the pitch, and Terrell takes a strike. Fastball at 91. Collier works off the stretch and the pitch. Bub chops it, first base side, 2 hops to the first baseman. Pitch here to the pitcher first, it didn't get to the bag. A bit of a hesitation by Taki. I think he knew he wasn't going to beat Bub there.
Yep.
He flipped it to Collier, who also Bub beat down the line, and it's a leadoff single.
Collier waited too long to break to first, and credit Bub Terrell just hustling, just digging down the line from the beginning. Those long strides, and yeah, Taki knew he was in trouble a few steps in.
And it brings Bingaman to the plate for Auburn. See up there possibly to bunt Bub over. Tigers lead 5-3, trying to respond to Oklahoma's run here in the top of the inning. A leadoff infield single by Terrell, who gets a lead at first. Stretch by Collier. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss by Madrigal.
Yeah, Bingaman there on a changeup.
Excuse me, Bingaman.
Maybe went up there hunting first pitch fastball. Didn't get it from the lefty.
Bingaman does not have a sacrifice bunt this season. As a team, Auburn has 13.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
And he balked.
No, the pitch clock ran down.
It did. And the home plate umpire was trying to get the attention of the pitch clock operator to say it was 20, to move it back to 20 seconds. In the process, the pitcher did balk, but he was responding to the home plate umpire. And no argument from Auburn. So we'll do it all again. 0-1 to Bingaman. Good lead for Terrell. Stretch and pitch. Pops it up, right side, that'll get out of play. 0-2 to Bingaman.
Really aggressive approach here by Bingaman with Terrell at first. He's trying to get him over with the power of the bat as opposed to the bunt.
Madrigal on deck. Terrell at first. Nobody out for Auburn in the 7th. 0-2 to Bingaman, the pitch. This is down and in. Collier comes set, 1-2 to Bingaman. Here comes the pitch. Line drive into center field. That's trouble. That's down for a hit. Terrell will hold up at second, playing as deep as Oklahoma does in the outfield. Gave Walk no chance to come in and get that one.
Yeah, that's it. And I think you really smartly pointed out in the first inning, playing that deep paid off for them. Auburn had a couple of hits taken away because of that deep alignment. But since then, Auburn has had 3 or 4 hits because of the deep alignment, that if Walk is playing straight away in center as opposed to very deep, I mean, he just went right back to very deep. This is their baseline alignment, very deep in center. He just had no chance to get that ball.
And the head coach, Skip Johnson, is out for Oklahoma following a mound visit by LaChance in the infield. And everybody now looking out to the bullpen. Have they made the move yet?
I didn't see a signal when he came out of the dugout.
I'm going to go ahead and call it. I believe they have.
Okay.
Oklahoma makes a pepper tree call to the bullpen.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 and 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
We think this is number 54, Nate Smithburg, coming into the game for Oklahoma. It is. Smithburg, a lefty, 6'2", 257, redshirt sophomore lefty out of Indian Hills Community College, originally from Libertyville, Iowa. Smithburg, 9 outings, 8 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. He has hit 3 batters in 8 2/3 innings, giving up 2 doubles, a triple, a homer. Teams are batting .265 against Nate Smithburg, no record, and a .415 earned run average. In SEC play, he has pitched 3 times. He's given up 4 runs on 4 hits in 2 2/3 innings. Double and a homer included, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. So no record and an earned run average of 13.5 in 3 SEC outings. Smithburg is on. He becomes the 4th pitcher of the night for the Sooners. Collier went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits. No runs to this point, but those 2 hits came to the first 2 batters in the 7th, Terrell and Bingaman. And so the lefty to face Eddie Madrigal, and they'll stick with Madrigal here in a lefty-lefty matchup.
Everything we have seen in this warm-up sequence for Smithburg is lefty sidearm.
Yep. Oh, he goes down there too, doesn't it? That's
Yes,
not
he
3/4.
does. No, this is straight sidearm, and he will get Madrigal. Grounded into a double play to end the first, reached on an error by the first baseman in the 3rd, and struck out looking in the 5th. Auburn has put runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the Tigers lead at 5-3.
Congratulations, Kieron Crawford. Congratulations to the Raiders on drafting Kieron Crawford in the 3rd round of the NFL draft tonight.
Lefty on lefty here. Smithburg against Madrigal. And now Madrigal shows bunt. Pulls the bat back, and the pitch misses a little bit low. Just 2 walks this year for Smithburg, 9 strikeouts on the season. Terrell gets his lead at 2nd. Bingaman from 1st. Again, Madrigal shows bunt, the 1-0. He does bunt it to the 3rd baseman. Only play will be to 1st, in time for the out. 2nd baseman covers, and the runners move up to 2nd and 3rd on the sacrifice by Eddie Madrigal.
Textbook. First sacrifice of the year for Madrigal. He gets a huge hand from the dugout as he makes his way back. I mean, you can't do it any better than he did it up the left side of the infield.
All right, now McCrane, Brandon to the plate. 0 for 3 on the night. He's flied to center, struck out looking, and grounded to short. And the infield comes in for Oklahoma with the Tigers on top 5-3. Good speed out there for the Tigers with Terrell and Bingaman on base. The pitch inside, ball 1.
McCrane due. He's been hot again recently. And the drawn-in infield really cuts down on their range on anything that gets out there in a hurry.
Smithburg comes set. The lefty sidewinder comes home. Swing and a drive into center field. Back goes walk. Shy of the track, makes the catch. Runner at 3rd tags. That's Terrell. He will score. Bingaman to 3rd. And the Tigers go back up by 3 on the sacrifice fly by Brandon McCrane.
18th RBI of the year, and just really solid baseball here by the Tigers with 1 out. He didn't want to get on top of the ball. He wanted to, at the very least, drive it to the outfield and get one of those runs home, and it's exactly what they did. So back-to-back singles, a sacrifice bunt, and a sacrifice fly to produce the run.
And now Bristol Carter to the plate with 2 outs. It's another lefty on Auburn, right-handed hitter. Carter 1 for 2 on the night. Pitch on the way. Bristol takes a fastball down the middle at 91 for strike 1. You got Bingham at third. First base, Intaki comes up. Not quite to the grass, just in case Bristol bunts. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. Inside corner. Auburn thought it was a little bit high. I guarantee you that Bristol thought that pitch was high. It's 0-2 to Carter. He walks out, takes a look at the gloves, adjusts the gloves. Now back in. Bingham gets his lead at third, a run home for Auburn. Tigers have answered each time that Oklahoma has scored tonight. Tigers lead 6-3. 0-2 the count to Carter. Stretch in the pitch. Just inside. 1-2 again. Oklahoma had started to the dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taki stays up at first, now backs up a couple steps. Bingham breaks down the line, now back to third. The pitch inside. Maybe not as much inside as Bristol reacted to, but the count is 2-2.
Yeah, he's a little theatrical back there, and that's okay.
2-2 the count to Bristol Carter. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with the fastball, and the inning is over. A run on 2 hits, no errors, a man left. We're through 7 with Auburn leading Oklahoma. Game 1 of this series. Auburn 6th, Oklahoma 3. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for a street-legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Oplaca Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery, carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
The Gooch Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at goochcenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Hands up, buddy.
6-3 Auburn. Oklahoma with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to face Jackson Sanders in the top half of the 8th. 2 runs for Auburn in the first, another in the second. Oklahoma scored 2 runs to make it a 1-run game in the 4th. Auburn came right back in the bottom of the inning with 2 runs. Oklahoma with a run in the top of the 7th and another for Auburn in the bottom of the 7th. 6-3 Tigers.
Sorry, Andy. On the Yellowwood scoreboard, an update from Gainesville, Florida, all over Texas A&M. It's 9-2 Gators in the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Aggies. Other scores throughout the inning.
Trey Gamble to the plate. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored on the night. The pitch from Sanders is in for a strike.
Mississippi State beat LSU in extra innings, 10-8. Bulldogs take game 1 of that series. Tennessee won both games against Alabama today.
0-1, fouled out of play. So Tennessee takes that series from the Crimson Tide. After Alabama won last night, a doubleheader in that series is done.
Yep.
0-2 the count to Gamble.
South Carolina leads Kentucky 9-6, bottom of the 7th in Columbia.
Wine in the pitch from Sanders. Missed outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Whew. Texas leads Vanderbilt 11-4. They're in the top of the 8th in Nashville. And Arkansas leads Missouri 2-0 in the 6th in Como.
1-2 to Gamble. Line drive into left. Terrell is there. 1 out. Ball was hit well, but Terrell tracked it down.
He looks completely comfortable in left field
Yeah,
now,
he does.
whether it's charging a sinking line drive or playing a slice off the bat of a left-handed hitter just like that one. Very comfortable in left field.
1 down, and here's Brendan Brock. A double, scored a run, an RBI double at that. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Wind and the pitch. Inside, ball 1.
We talk about Guevara at third, and we've talked about Bingham and how quickly he's taken to first base defensively. Don't want to short Bub and his play in left.
1-0 pitch to Brock. Strike call. Nice job by Frelick to bring that one up. Talked with Chase about that a couple weeks ago at a practice one day, just how much more comfortable he is about shaping pitches this year as opposed to last. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Woo. Way out in front. A ball and 2 strike. We saw the best we saw all last year was that Coastal Carolina catcher here in the Super Regional. I think Chase learned from him. He feels much more comfortable doing it this year. 1-2 pitch. Line drive caught by Guevara. Ball wasn't hit as hard as we thought off the bat, but right to Eric for the 2nd out.
Yeah, handcuffed him off the end of the bat, and kind of a soft liner, chest high.
Frelick doesn't play like a sophomore, does he?
No, and again, the fact they have the trust in Chase and the pitchers to call the games, and yeah, he just naturally. Speaking of guys who probably don't get enough credit for their defense, yeah, Chase one of them.
Here's Camden Johnson with 2 outs and nobody on, looking for his first hit of the night. Fastball inside corner and a strike at 93.
Sanders looks much more set this inning than he did coming into the game with 2 outs last inning.
And this is the 3, 4, and 5. It's the heart of their order. He's retired Gamble and Brock. He's ahead of Johnson 0-1. The lefty out of Opelika winds and fires. Swing and a miss. 94 on that heater.
Oklahoma doesn't have the 13 home run, 55 RBI guy. They got a lot of really steady, consistent hitters, especially 1 through 5 in the order.
0-2 to Johnson. Here's the wind of the pitch. Right back to up the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit. Boy, that was an odd look up the middle. It's a single, though, for Johnson, his first hit of the night.
Yeah, Sanders almost got it, and then McCrane almost got it, and then Remember almost got it. All 3 guys were within range, but it squirted through all 3 of them.
And it will bring LaChance to the plate. An RBI double in the 4th. He's also flied to center and popped up to first. 2 outs, a runner at first for Oklahoma. We're in the top half of the 8th. In the first game of this series, the Tigers lead 6-3. Sanders in relief of Alvarez. The pitch. Missed the outside corner. 1-0.
Navarro January with the vice tonight.
Set, the stretch, and the pitch. Way out in front. 80 on the off-speed delivery, and LaChance at 1-1 now with Jackson Sanders. Sanders, 26 pitches since coming in for Auburn in the 7th, getting the final out there. We're in the 8th now, runner at first and 2 outs. Sanders comes set in the pitch. LaChance takes it outside, 2-1.
They started their little rally last inning to score a run after the first 2 were out.
LaChance hitting 278 with 2 outs in an inning. 2-1 pitch. Chopper foul up the third baseline. Fielded cleanly by the Oklahoma third base coach. 2-2. LaChance batting 278 with 2 outs. Teams are hitting 192 against Sanders with 2 outs. Knowing with a right-handed hitter up there and the changeup that Sanders has, I think the changeup is at the top of the mind right here against this big catcher for Oklahoma. 2-2. And it was a changeup, and it was ripped foul. It took out a chunk of brick down the left side. Not really, just. That's a baseball that never will be put into play again, though.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's got a scuff on it for
Yes,
sure.
it does.
I was going to say, if that peeled some brick off, you might find that on the next War Eagle Plus auction block.
Oh, good point. It was a little embellishment on my part, Brad.
Yeah. You and Bristol Carter.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Johnson at first. 2 outs in the inning. The pitch. Swing and a drive into deep right field. Long run Mason McCrane. That is a foul ball in the right field corner. We lost track of it down in the corner.
Is Mason okay? No, he went down.
Oh, no. He's up.
It's the only part of the ballpark that we can't see is way down in the corner.
Boy, it just barely hit foul, and then McCrane tried to stop before he hit the bricks. And he was slow to get up. I don't know if he caught a cleat
That's
as
exactly.
he was going down.
Yeah, that's what happened. He was trying to slide.
And Oklahoma's going to challenge whether it's a foul ball or not.
Ooh.
Boy, it's close. It is close, friends. I just don't know what kind of angle there is down the right side and what it will show, other than the angle that we've seen, which is the high home plate angle.
I don't know how convicted they are that this did land fair as much as, although it is close, isn't it?
Yes.
As much as it is this is a calculated risk, what do you have to lose? Because it was ruled foul. I think that's a foul ball. I think you can see.
Here we go.
After review, the call is foul. Oklahoma has 1 challenge left.
Count remains 2-2.
I thought it was telling that LaChance wasn't terribly vehement about the call as he rounded first base with a really good view of it.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Dayton LaChance. 1 for 3 with an RBI on the night. Runner at first, 2 outs. That's Johnson, the third baseman, who has 22 stolen bases. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanders stretches, pitches. Miss low. Count is full. And Johnson gets an early start from first. And he can run, friends. Auburn with a modified shift to the left side of the infield. Three balls and 2 strikes. There goes the runner, the pitch. Foul tip, missed, and in and out of the glove, and then that caught Fralick. Count remains 3-2. Same 2 teams tomorrow evening at 6. Our broadcast starts at 5:45. Plainsman Plaza opens at 3 out on Donahue. 4:15 for a Tiger Walk. The ballpark opens at 4:30. First pitch at 6. Food trucks and fun, and we'll see you here. 3-2 to LaChance. The stretch, the pitch. Drive into deep left field. Back goes Bub. Looks up, and it's off the wall. That'll score the runner from first. A single, a long single. And Oklahoma again cuts the lead to 2. A single off the wall and left by LaChance. Another RBI for LaChance. That gives him 37 on the season.
2 2-out RBI singles in the game by LaChance. Again, we're telling you, they don't go away. All the, back to back after the first 2 were out. Second straight inning that Auburn got the first 2 and then ran into some congestion.
And Everett Tiefer, the Auburn pitching coach, is out.
Well, you just love not to have to use
agree.
Hetzler tonight.
I knew you were going there,
yeah. You also want to get game 1 of the series.
You're kind of in the spot that Florida was last Thursday.
Yep, that's right.
And Florida had to go to their best 2 relievers in that game, and that paid off for Auburn later.
Oklahoma's going to send a pinch hitter here. This is Drew Dickerson.
It's lefty on righty.
Yeah.
Right-handed hitter against the left-hander Sanders. Dickerson is hitting .313 on the year. Has a couple homers and 16 runs batted in. He will bat for Dayton Taki. So a run home, 2 outs. 6-4 Auburn. The pitch to Dickerson misses inside for ball 1. Taki was 0 for 3. LaChance with the lead at first. Now the 1-0 outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count.
Dickerson has started 17 games. He's batting .313, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers. He's driven in 16. He's also struck out 31 times.
Sanders has fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes. Comes the pitch. Ground ball to third. To Guevara. His play is to first in time for the out. Oklahoma gets a run on 2 hits with 2 outs in the 8th. We go to the bottom half of the frame. Auburn's lead is 2. Tigers 6. Sooners 4. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio. For the win! Got it! Let's go! Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. Deep to center field! Oh, it's gone! Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
6-4 Auburn defensive change for Oklahoma. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Taki was pinch hit for in the top of the inning. And freshman Connor Larkin comes on at first to replace Taki, who was lifted from the game. So Larkin at first. Larkin has played in 12 games. He started 3 this year. And so Sooners have a true freshman at first base as the top of the Auburn order comes up in the bottom of the 8th inning.
It'll be Mason McCrane, Eric Guevara, and Chase Freilich to face Smithburg. Each time tonight that Oklahoma has scored, Auburn has responded. Sooners got a run in the top of the 8th, and Auburn puts the top of the order up here in the bottom half of the inning with McCrane, that's Mason, Guevara, and Freilich. 6-4, the Tigers lead it. McCrane homered in the first. He walked and scored in the 4th. Lefty on lefty here. Smithburg fires. McCrane hits it to the third baseman. It's a foul ball. Throw to first would not have been in time to get McCrane, who did not see that it was a foul ball.
No, he just saw Jordan Farrell, the first base umpire, turn his back to the play and walk back to his position.
Mason homered off the starter, L.J. Mercurius. Fly to deep left in the second. Then walked on the last at bat tonight for Mercurius. Since then, he has struck out swinging. He scored a couple runs. 2 of the 6 tonight for Auburn. No balls and a strike to the Salem, Alabama freshman right fielder, Mason McCrane. Stretching the pitch. Outside and high, 1-1.
First 2 got on last inning, and that's all McCrane's trying to do here. Just get to first base some way.
Stretching the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 79 on the radar gun, and strike 2. Full shift now for Mason. He could bunt it up the third baseline for a double. The pitch outside, 2-2. Batting .303 with 5 homers and 32 runs, make that 33 runs batted in. Nate Smithburg comes set. And the 2-2. Ball 3. Didn't miss by much, but the count goes full to Mason McCrane.
Good at bat by the freshman. He fell behind. Gabe Gross really makes sure he stresses, get a breath, slow your breathing.
Full count to McCrane. Stretch by Smithburg, the pitch. Just missed outside. An appeal to third. He did not go, and McCrane is on with a leadoff walk in the 8th inning.
Boy, for every borderline pitch that has missed in the top of an inning, that was close.
And now here's Guevara. What has Eric done tonight? He's lined it to deep right, has singled, has hit a 2-run homer, and has singled again.
His 4th 3-hit game of the year, his 6th career 3-hit game.
Now batting .373. The lefty comes home. Guevara takes it high for ball 1. All right, as much of an advantage it was for Smithburg against the lefty McCrane, it's just the opposite with the red-hot right-handed hitting Guevara at the plate. Smithburg comes set. Now the 1-0. Runner goes, foul tip, and that got the catcher. That got LaChance, and it knocked the mask off his face. And the athletic trainer for Oklahoma will come out and attend to the catcher. Right, flush off the mask.
Square in the middle of it, bullseye on the mask.
Knocked the mask and the helmet off. And he is crouching down behind and to the left of the plate, and the athletic trainer is out to tend to Dayton LaChance. LaChance is smiling. And you've got to, if you're the athletic trainer, and I have no medical experience at all, you got to make sure that from a concussion standpoint, this young man is okay.
That's right. And bring him some water.
Yeah, as much as he would like to stay in the ball game, you've got to run through as much as you possibly can. Skip Johnson comes out, talks with the home plate umpire, Javero January. And now the head coach will come over, and I think that's it for LaChance. I think they're calling for a new catcher, Brad. Nope, they're calling for some water.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
They're calling for something to drink. He's put the helmet back on backwards. I would assume there was some sort of quick protocol that you'd have to go through. Javero January is talking to him, and credit the home plate umpire. He motioned quickly for they were going to anyway. You get hit square in the mask like that, they're going to do what they need to do. But
I guarantee you that's happened to Javero behind the plate too.
That's right.
And the young man will stay out there and catch. He'll take a couple throws, maybe 1 or 2 from Smithburg.
That's you can't take one more flush than that.
Conecuh Smoked Sausage, a fan favorite for tailgating. You can enjoy the grilled chicken sauce or the grilled sausage dog or premium hot dog here at Plainsman Park. Conecuh, family owned, made in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947. Make Conecuh sausage part of your game day. The count is 1-1 to Guevara. McCrane at first. Here's the stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes to Eric.
Caden Leon, sophomore right-hander, warming up in the pen for Oklahoma.
Guevara is 3 for 4. He's hit the ball hard all 4 times tonight. But he's behind the ball and 2 strikes here. Comes the pitch. Way outside. And again, we see the outfield for Oklahoma playing deep as they have all night. And the outfield plays Guevara to go the opposite way.
They were sending McCrane on a hit and run early in this at bat. I don't know if they do that with 2 strikes.
And a throw over, and McCrane dives back safely. Mason has 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts. As a matter of fact, the McCrane brothers are 17 of 18 in stolen bases this year. Brandon, 13 of 14. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Guevara. Smithburg stretches and pitches. Ball 3 inside. Well, this was kind of the at bat for McCrane, who worked the walk after falling behind early in the count. Tigers lead it 6-4. We're in the bottom of the 8th. A runner at first and nobody out, and a full count to Guevara. And a throw over. No tag applied as Mason McCrane is back to the bag standing up.
I want to beat a dead horse, but Walk playing deep and shaded toward right center. A line drive to center might score McCrane from first.
Smithburg comes set. And another throw to first, and they've got McCrane picked off. The throw to second base is in time, and he's out.
Just left a beat too early.
3-6 on the caught stealing. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Smart on a 3-2 count.
Yep.
And the throw to second a little bit high, but in plenty of time to get the tag down. Now 3-2 to Guevara, 1 out. And the pitch. Swing on a fly ball to right. Harris is there, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Got it far enough in. Couldn't get a lot of power behind it.
And now Fralick with 2 outs and nobody on. Boy, that caught stealing just completely changes the complexion of the inning, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead of 1-on-1 out for a lefty-lefty matchup, now you got nobody on base and 2 down. Chase has had a good night so far offensively. And this is his first look at Smithburg.
Lefty on lefty, the shift to the right side of the infield. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Fastball for strike 1. Looking to the 9th. It will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Oklahoma. They're trying to keep it a 2-run game going to that 9th inning. Fralick homered in the first, the pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Auburn catcher. He has homered, doubled, popped out, and grounded into a double play tonight. Hitting .329, 9 homers and 32 runs batted in. 1-1. Outside, way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Right side of the infield with the shift. Only one on the left side is Johnson, the third baseman. 2-1 to Fralick. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Best outing for Smithburg so far in conference play. An inning and 2/3. No hits allowed to this point.
2 down, nobody on. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fralick. Smithburg stretches and pitches. Fralick fouls it back to the screen. He's got Rimbert waiting on deck. Outfield now shifts straight away with Fralick at the plate. Another 2-2 pitch from Nate Smithburg to Chase Fralick with 2 outs in the 8th. Here it is. Strike 3. Got him. Looking. Inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We go to the 9th. Auburn 6, Oklahoma 4. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Let's be honest. Senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
We go to the top of the ninth. Auburn leads Oklahoma in the first game of this series 6-4. 8, 9, and 1 hitters to face Jackson Sanders. Tigers have out-hit the Sooners tonight 11-9. Auburn has not lost a game this season in which it has out-hit its opponent. Tigers are 25-0. And Oklahoma will go with a pinch hitter to lead off the inning. Nolan Stevens, a left-hander, will face the left-hander Jackson Sanders. Stevens is hitting .242, playing in his 25th game. He started 25. He has 4 homers and 10 runs batted in. Branch was 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored a run. First pitch from Sanders. Here it is. Strike call. Off speed at 78. Deshaun Harris waits on deck, and then the top of the order. 0-1 to Stevens. Swing and a miss. A big swing, and he was out in front, and it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 to Stevens. Sanders winds and fires. Popped up. Into shallow left. Out is McCrane. In is Carter. He takes the control of that one and makes the catch for the first out. That would have been a tough play for Brandon McCrane. I think Terrell could have gotten there, but Bristol Carter is the veteran out there, and he took control and made the catch. 1 out. And here's Deshaun Harris. 1-4-3. A check swing single in the 7th helped the Sooners score a run. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to Harris, 1 for 3 on the night. Top of the order, and Jason Walk waits on deck. 6-4, the Tigers lead it. Here's the wind in the 0-1. It missed low, a ball and a strike. Tough night for Auburn softball. Tigers tied it in the bottom of the 7th, but lost to Ole Miss tonight by a score of 6-2 in the first game of that series over at Jane B. Moore Field. 1-1 to Harris. This is low. 2 balls and a strike. One out, nobody on for Oklahoma in the top of the 9th. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball chopper. Back to the pitcher. Fields and throws. Low, out. Scooped up by Bingaman at first on a bang play. 2 down. Well, I don't know if Guevara has time to throw out the speedy Harris. Now 2 down. And this is how Oklahoma's last 2 runs started, with 2 outs and nobody on, in the 7th and the 8th. And you've got the top of the order up and Walk. And Bingaman will come up on the edge of the ground. Well, he's about 5 feet in on the grass at first. Sanders trying to close this one out tonight. Here's the wind and the pitch to Walk. Misses low. 2 outs and nobody on for the Sooners. Tigers lead it 6-4. We're in the top of the 9th. Jackson Willits waits on deck. Jackson. Sanders winds and fires. Chopper back to Sanders on a hop. Stumbles a bit. Flips to first, and Auburn wins. 1-2-3, nothing across for Oklahoma in the 9th. And the Tigers take game 1. Auburn 6, Oklahoma 4. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans